Tony Dunn, and nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Boo. Happy Halloween, folks. Trick or trade, man. Good Lord, it's Halloween. The trade deadline has passed, and the Carolina Panthers were inactive in that moment. My name's Tony Dunn. This is C3 Panthers Podcast, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where every Tuesday night we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective. Tonight is a special night because it's Halloween, and we get to raid our kids' candy stashes. Oh, yeah. My name's Tony Dunn, and I'm here with my wheelman as always. Cody Lack, what's good, brother?
Oh, man, listen, it's another Halloween night, All Hallows Eve, and the scariest thing that could have possibly happened. And that is nothing at all. The Carolina Panthers and Scott Fitterer decided, no, you know what? We don't want to add to our draft capital for next season. And you know what? We don't want to go out and get another wide receiver for Bryce Young. We would like to do absolutely nothing. And tonight we're going to talk about, was that on purpose? Is it just because the NFL as a whole doesn't value the talent on the Carolina Panthers very highly? We're going to have more conversations around Ikem Ekwonu and the struggles at left tackle, Fitterer's job security. Tony Dunn, there's nowhere I'd rather be on a Tuesday night, All Hallows Eve, than chilling with my boys. Man, and we have the best damn Panther fans in all of YouTube. I'm talking Panther Pickle, my guy Drew, Anthony in the building, C3D's Ill Skills. What's up, brand ambassador? Chris Steele, Harvey London, Michael Wydrick, what's up? And by the way, Michael Wydrick, his grandmother went from stage 4 to stage 3 cancer. So
let's take it to stage 2, folks.
Yeah, let's keep on getting it down, Michael. Strats, Muscles, Marinara, Paisan, Patty Grime, Tim Estes, and Underground West. Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
Trick or treat, smell my feet. Fitterer is on the hot seat, according to Mr. Strats. But before we get into the trades that are going around the league, and when you see some of these big names going for low prices, where the Carolina Panthers, did they need to be sellers? Was there any opportunity to buy? And some old names, some familiar names like Rasul Douglas on the move, who has been remarkably good. That's one guy going back to, we need to have that conversation, as the Panthers probably should have kept him. He has been playing well ever since he went to Green Bay. He played well when he was in Carolina. He would have been a nice compliment, I think, to this group of injured players because he has been available. But before we get into that, I'm going to ask CK the most important question for right now is, what's your favorite candy to raid out of your kids' candy sack?
This is such an easy answer. And it's Reese's peanut butter cups, and it's because my son has a peanut allergy. So
and they're the greatest candy ever.
Yeah. So I've, listen,
can't ever have a Reese's
poor
cup.
guy, poor soul. And so sad for me and the wife, that we have to find a way to eat all of these Reese's. Speaking of still in our kids, I've got an Airhead ready for the show tonight. Got like a nice little Nerds, got those, but I got the Whoppers as well. So
all things that I was called in high school. Let's go.
What's your candy of choice on this All Hallows Eve, Cody?
Oh man, you know what? I'm one of those weirdos who I'll enjoy a Mr. Good bar sometimes, though.
Oh, good old chocolate peanut butter.
Dude,
peanuts and chocolate. You know what?
Yeah.
CK, go ahead and treat yourself to all the Mr. Goodyear bars in there because they got peanuts in there. For me, I like all candy around the Halloween time. I really don't have a crazy sweet tooth, but
Same.
There is something
Me neither.
fun to the minute, like the fun size stuff where you can
Yeah.
pop it and it's like sweet treat. I like to go. I love Skittles. Love some Skittles, right? Chocolate. On the chocolate side, I mean, you can't beat the Reese's. But
You like
also
you like the sour Skittles?
love them. Love
Yeah,
them.
they're good.
Love
They're
them. The only Skittles I don't, I mean, I still like them, but I don't just go crazy for them are the berry ones. I like the original a lot. And this is a good old time tale favorite. Starburst, baby. Starburst is great candy. Great candy, man.
If I'm gonna eat candy, I want chocolate.
Yeah.
Like I want something rich and decadent.
Got
you know?
something. Sometimes
sour
simple
guy,
is
dude.
good. Crunch bar is like the
Yeah,
one
that's
that nobody likes, but still always good. So look,
Oh,
candy
you
is
ever
fun.
heard of Andes? Honestly, they're like an older people's chocolate. It's like your grandma and grandpa's chocolate, but they have these mint chocolate Andes bars.
Yeah. They're great.
Yeah. Oh, dude, those are my favorite. Those are incredible. Put them in the fridge for a little bit. Let them get kind of cool. Pop that son of a bitch in your mouth. Looks like
My
good
son, my bastard son. He
Uh,
said good bar is the name I give my
stuff. He's a
you know what
dumbass.
he's such a I like Three Musketeers too, Michael Weidrich. So look, as a fan of tapping into the kids' candy bag, man, it's like the reward of being a parent is taxing the taxes. But let's get into this show. The number's 252-228-5098. Today was the NFL trade deadline. And there was some fireworks going around the league from Chase Young going to the 49ers, where the rich get richer. Steve Wilkes supposedly going from the greatest coach that we lost ever to a guy who might lose his job as defensive coordinator right now, or have his duties regulated or reduced. And let's see, some movement, not terribly. I don't know if there was any other. The Commanders are unloading. But you know, I think this is that the Carolina Panthers decided to stand pat, and let's go ahead and jump in. Don't forget the numbers 252-228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button. And reminder, show brought to you by calderalab.com/C3. Caldera Labs is a twice a day skin regimen for men that helps you rejuvenate your look. It's a facelift without having to go get it surgically. What you do is you use this stuff twice a day, cleanser, lotion. At night, you put the serum on. They got an eye cream too. And immediately I could tell a difference. Healthier skin, younger skin, tighter skin. And for a guy who's going to turn 42 next week, I got to start working. I'm working on this dad bod continuing, guys. So calderalab.com/C3 is the way to go. If you want to invest in yourself, your appearance, and continue to stay looking good, looking fresh, like we hope the Carolina Panthers continue to look fresh after their first W, go to calderalab.com/C3 use that /C3, get 20% off your first order. Guys, I think they say, speaking of Michael Weidrich, he said that his grandmother is getting, is showing improvement. I don't know the correct words to say from going from 4 to 3, but good news, better than worse news. But November is Cancer Awareness Month. This, speaking of working on our dad bod, I'm going for a big time challenge, guys. 3,000 push-ups in the month of November.
3,000?
3,000.
So how many does that break down?
100 a day. 100 a day.
Oh, that's not bad.
What? From a guy who's never done a push-up.
That's not bad. Hey, do 50 in the morning. Hey, do 50 in the morning. Do like 20
you could do 50 for dinner. You could do 50 for breakfast, 50 for dinner. You could do a couple of snacks. You could do a couple of 25ers, 4 25ers.
Or do like 50 in the morning, 20 in the afternoon, and 30 at night.
Yeah, you can do all those things. So working on that. Been practicing already. And trying to get stronger like the Carolina Panthers are. But the Carolina Panthers did not get stronger at the trade deadline through draft capital or through acquiring players. This is the headline from Panthers Wire. By the way, Starburst, not the greatest candy to do while you're doing a podcast. Panthers stand pat and make no deals before the trade deadline. Guys, what do you think of the Panthers' inactivity today?
Go ahead, CK.
I don't hate it, dude. We've been a pretty active team since Fitterer took over, and our team hasn't been better. Honestly, felt like it's gotten worse in a lot of ways. I am perfectly fine with taking this year, taking what we've got, rolling with it, and moving on.
I second that. I think that's a good move, as all the dads have mouths full of candy.
Dude, I mean, even going into yesterday, I knew that nothing was going to happen. Like, I knew that we weren't going to make any moves. Now,
was it the right move or the wrong move to not make moves?
I do think it was the right move, because let's be real. The Carolina Panthers were not about to get a first-round pick for any of the players on their team. Even if they got a trade for Brian Burns, it wasn't going to be as much as they got for him last year. So that would have left them with even more egg on their face. And they would have to replace another edge rusher on the football team. So the draft capital thing is kind of minimal. And then number two, like, to go and bring a player here, like, yeah, a lot of us wanted to do it. But then at the same time, giving up valuable second and third round picks when you're already lacking for picks, it's a tough sell, man. And then we're wondering what receivers are worth it. A lot of people, since the Washington Commanders are in the middle of a fire sale, a lot of people wondered, well, why didn't we inquire about Terry McLaurin or Curtis Samuel? Why didn't we try and get something done?
I don't want no Curtis
and
Samuel.
On it, hey, man, you might not. Why?
I don't, because he's hurt all the time
for us right now.
Oh yeah, you mean like unavailable? Like he's a part-time player, man. You think Dante Jackson's bad? He's just as bad.
Well, I don't know his injury history since he's been in Washington, but
he's been unavailable a lot.
Fans were upset that we didn't do anything before the trade deadline. And listen, everybody was going to have problems with it anyway. I mean, one, you were going to, like, the only name that I think people could have unanimously agreed upon the Panthers going out and trading for was maybe a Devontae Adams. But I don't even think that was – I don't think that the Panthers were willing to give up enough to get him. And I don't think that the Raiders were going to give him up. So, no, I don't think there was many moves. Yeah.
What a terrible. Did you see that pass that just, everybody who had him in PrizePicks last night, I think he had to get 62 yards or something. And he could have had it on that one play. Look, as Garoppolo had 3 completions at halftime. 3 completions. He was 3 for 8 at halftime. And he missed a wide open Devontae Adams on a 60-yard pass that would have gone to the house. And that would have covered everything right there for Devontae Adams. He was furious. Yeah. He's furious.
He was open a couple of times last night.
Let's go to Mike K, who has been covering the Carolina Panthers for the Charlotte Observer. I am a Charlotte Observer subscriber. C3 is. And you should consider helping your local newspaper as well. Mike K says the annual trade deadline has passed. The Panthers have apparently stayed static. Wise to not trade future cost-controlled assets for aging or short-term rental players. But unfortunate they couldn't add to their draft nest egg in 2024. For me, this is a lot of the names that are out there and are exciting are guys who are going to be up for contract, right? And look, we can't even get a deal done with the guy on our team who's going to be up for a contract, and that really seems to be important to kind of the future of the Carolina Panthers and Brian Burns. So going out does it look sexy to say, good Lord, we could have gotten Chase Young for a third.
Yeah.
I wonder why would that not have been, if you're the Commanders, are you not reaching out to the Panthers who have probably a better value at third round? You would want to trade him. If you were going to get a third round, wouldn't you want to get it from the Panthers as opposed to the 49ers?
Yeah.
I don't think the Panthers should be or want to be interested in a player
for a third rounder.
Well, you would have to say this is that you were gonna sign him, like, because it would be a third rounder for 9 games if you don't sign him.
Right.
So maybe you could sign and tag. You could do something like that, and you sign Brian Burns, tag him. That's a lot of money on those guys. I think you have to be very confident that if you were going to go get a player who is up for a deal, that you are committed to making that guy a part of the team. And I mean, look at what the Bears did. They traded for Montez Sweat. And the question is, look, as these guys are out of the running, what are they going to do if they let them walk? Like, why'd you do it?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the thing with the Carolina Panthers and getting some guys that are like a Jerry Jeudy, that are like a Chase Young, these players that are in that 4th or 5th year that you need to do, that you're going to have to make a decision with. And with Chase Young, that's a really it's perfect for the 49ers. You can't beat it for the 49ers because these guys have the opportunity to be a Super Bowl team. They also, so they could use him as a rental. If they lose him, they're forecasted to get a compensatory pick that's in the range of what they gave up for him. But the Carolina Panthers, if we were going to give up a third and you don't commit the money to him, you just lose a third.
Yeah.
And you just made some movement to make some movement. Now, this is where I think there was one move out there that could have made sense for the Carolina Panthers. And I do think this is Michael Rimmer. And he says, Panthers, me. And for you guys just listening on the audio podcast, it's like in a band room. And this person is up against the wall, and this other person's got a tuba, and it's up to their face. And it says, trade for Devontae Adams. The girl with her head in the tuba is Panthers. And the person blasting that tuba says, me. I think Devontae Adams, regardless of the cost, would have been good for the Carolina Panthers. And this is why. One, you need a receiver. You got to get some weapons for Bryce Young. We've seen it, right? We've seen that DJ Chark is not it. Terrace Marshall Jr., forget it. Adam Thielen looks like the best player we've had in a freaking decade, not a decade, but a long time. And I don't think it's only because of Adam Thielen. I think a part of it is because there's nobody else too on this team.
It's a lot more than just a part of it. It is 98% of the reason.
He has played well, though. He has played well, so I don't want to take it away.
He hasn't dropped a single pass.
Then two of those things can be true. Adam Thielen is playing out of his mind, and he's also being force-fed out of a lack of other options around him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both of those things are true.
100%.
And I mean, also, Tony, it would have been full circle. There's that now famous clip of Devontae Adams saying he thought he was coming to Carolina, and instead the Panthers decided to draft
Kelvin Benjamin. God, what a mistake. All right, so here's why I think this could have made sense for the Carolina Panthers. Regardless, even if you gave up your second round pick, right? First of all, is the second round pick in your mind too much
for Devontae Adams?
Yeah.
I mean, considering it's the first pick in the second round. How old is Devontae Adams?
He's older. I think he's like 31.
Isn't that when we drafted Kelvin? Is that what we said?
Yeah. So that would have been 2015. Let me look up his age.
It would have been 2014.
Yeah.
14. Yeah.
So he's got to be at least 32, 33.
He's 30.
I mean, listen,
he's gonna be 31 in December. Here, listen. This is where I think it's a good move. For second, really, a second and a third, a second and a fifth, something like that. Maybe not in the same year or something like that. One of the things is that going and trying to address your lack of offensive weapons in next year's draft. The idea that you're going to get a guy who's going to come in and right away be a polished contributor player is too far of a reach. It's too rose-colored glasses. So even if you used your 33rd or 33rd pick on a wide receiver, he's not a top 10 wide receiver. He's not going to be a guy all of a sudden unless you just hit it out of the park with some crazy diamond in the rough.
Right.
This year in the second round drafted a wide receiver.
Right. And the other thing is that when you bring in Davante Adams, you bring in a cost-controlled asset. And Davante Adams, first, it would saddle, and this is probably why Las Vegas is hesitant in trading him away. It's because they're going to get stuck with a ton of dead money.
Right.
Because that guaranteed money, which he just signed a big contract in the past year or two with the Raiders, is that guaranteed money stays with them. But yeah, you would get a very high price receiver, right? You would get him in the heavy years of his contract. It would be expensive, but you would know exactly what that cost is. You would know, you would have a proven asset at a understood cost, and you're looking at him to give you 2 to 3 years of high end play, right? If you could get 2 years of high end play and a third, it would be a bonus. And then you could bring guys along in that process. You could acquire some draft assets. You can acquire some guys through the draft. But you would have a guy that isn't just a guy, just a pretty good guy, not a guy that you're banking on that could be good, that could play better in a better system, i.e. DJ Chark or something like that. You got a guy who is the best in the business. And the only reason that we don't think of him as the best in the business right now is because he's wasting away on a team that has no quarterback too. So I think this is what you could have done, is that by bringing in Davante Adams, it would have then allowed you through the draft and through free agency to target some very specific needs: offensive line, defense. But now, what are you going to do in free agency? You're going to try to get a wide receiver in free agency. You're going to try to get a defense in free agency. You're going to try to get whatever else you need in free agency. You want to take in the draft. You're going to you have to hit on everything. This is a asset that has value already. So I think this would have been, I would have given a second and a fifth for Davante Adams.
Yeah, it's just hard to reload when you don't have a first and second round pick, and you need offensive linemen, and you need linebackers, and you need corners. CK, go ahead and get your thought out. Then I got a job for you.
Yeah. Listen, I think that would have been an amazing pairing. The question becomes, I'm pretty sure he has a no trade clause, right? And so he has to waive his no trade clause for a team that he would want to go to. And so do you look at the Panthers as a place that you would want to potentially spend your last years with? And I have a hard time thinking that would be the case for him. However, the other aspect of this is, if I am Adams, I'm looking at Bryce Young and his completion percentage. The fact that Adams isn't a burner anymore, right? He's not going down. He is a precision route runner. And he's able to catch pretty much anything thrown his way, except for last night he had a major drop that was ridiculously bad. But it's the dude is really good, and so we gotta. I could see him wanting to come and play with Bryce, because I think Bryce offers a tremendous amount of upside for his potential. But I just don't know. I don't know with the rest of this team looking the way that it does, if he's going to be willing to do so.
Yeah, it's not the most ideal destination for him, but it's better than Las Vegas. And if
I hear you. I think maybe another tough sell, and I don't know if he had a no trade clause in his contract or not, but I think another thing is one of the rumors was that DeAndre Hopkins didn't want a rookie quarterback throwing him the football. Maybe Davante would have thought the same thing. I'm not sure.
Time out. Davante Adams. I mean, not Davante Adams. DeAndre Hopkins didn't want.
Yeah, now has a rookie throwing him the ball.
3 touchdowns in a game. 3 touchdowns in a game right now is that, again, I think if you are DeAndre Hopkins, if you are a player like this, you want to be the guy that gets traded to the San Francisco 49ers. You want to be the guy that gets traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. But you could just be the guy who has to get stuck on a team that, while the Raiders have more wins than the Carolina Panthers, right? Do they have 2? What is the Raiders' record? Or they only got 1?
I think they're 3-4.
Really?
Or 2-5. They're 3 or 4.
3-5. Wow, they got 3 wins. they have a head coach that may or may not have been involved with the murder of Chico.
Oh,
They may.
How dare you?
They have.
Maybe so, we don't know.
I know that's what Cam Newton thinks, or whatever, whoever it was. But
no, that was who was that? That was Chandler Jones. He was the one making.
Oh, that's right. It was Chandler Jones. That's what it was. So look, it's not like he's not. Of course, he wants to go to a better team. I just think this is, man, you could have probably sold it, but you know what? Obviously, they didn't want to move him. The Carolina Panthers weren't there for it.
But time is come and gone. Trade deadline's out the window.
All right, let's hit these super chats, these new members, and bring in
man. CK, we got a brand new member. Serenade this man.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we have a brand new member of the C3 Superfan Club. We have Josh Dyson. He said, I want to join this club of elite members, elite Panthers fans, people who come to watch C3 just continue to talk and have differing opinions, and that's okay. I want to say welcome to the C3 Superfan Club for $1.99 a month.
Hey, and you know what? We also get to welcome in the homie, the stat daddy, the bat daddy, the best beard in all of Panthers podcasting. Bat daddy.
I didn't flat iron it. It's been just totally free ball this day with the beard. So
did you really flat iron it the last time?
I do. Yeah. Look, I take care of my beard. Like, does anybody brush their hair? Like, I feel like taking care of your hair is kind of a, So I have no hair on my head. So I take care of the hair on my chin. That's all there is to it.
If you have a beard like that, you have to take care of it.
That's a great time, Greg.
Of course. Yeah.
Greg, that's a great time to remind everybody that the C3 Panthers podcast is brought to you by manscaped.com and who has taken a real step up this Halloween to bring your face the cleanest shave it's ever seen. So this season, no need to toil and trouble. Manscaped's all new Handyman is the best way to get rid of that stubble. Featuring a compact design and next gen skin safe technology, the Handyman was designed to give you a smooth finish without the mess of a traditional shave. Get the sweetest treat this Halloween. That is Halloween tonight. By going to manscaped.com and using the promo code Panthers. Go do it. We need them to sign up. I need to go contact them about November, December. But don't worry, guys. This company has got products for more than your balls, more than your face. They've got, well, your face, but also for you guys, you scraggly, you're more scruffy guys. They've got they have the beard hedger. It's a high-tech piece of art in travel size package with a long-lasting battery, universal charger, strong motor, and can get your beard looking fresh and clean like Greg's. This is the company, the product that you want. If you want good stuff, go get it. Use the promo code Panthers at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using the promo code Panthers. For a look at sweet as candy, get yourself the Handyman from Manscaped.
Look, I'm not going to lie. Since I've been like 16, I've been able to grow a really nice beard. It's like my superpower. But until I got the Manscaped stuff, it wasn't as easy as it is right now. Like, I haven't printed it for tonight, but if I want to make it look good, the Manscaped stuff works really well.
Fantastic. Welcome to have. Glad to have you here, Greg. Happy Halloween.
Thanks,
What's your candy of choice to raid from your kids' candy sack?
Gosh, well, it's gonna go way back, and I'm not gonna see any. But whatchamacallit? And then if I don't get that, it's got to be Butterfinger. Yeah.
Oh, Butterfinger. Get stuck in your teeth.
But whatchamacallit is non-existent now. Like, you don't see that. Kids don't love those now. That's an 80s candy that is fantastic.
Is it one of those like taffy chocolates or something?
No, it's like a wafer chocolate caramel.
Oh, okay.
Whatchamacallit. Yeah. So.
All right, Greg. Welcome to the show. We've been rocking and rolling. The Panthers did not make any. They were not buyers or sellers at the trade deadline. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I think that there's a lot of moves we need to make on the Carolina Panthers. And, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I think the only player we have that's worth a first-round pick is Bryce Young. Okay? To be honest with you. Like right now, based on the way the year's gone, the only player that we're going to get a first round pick for is Bryce Young, and I wouldn't do it.
Well, of course
I don't think you're going to get, unless you can get a top 1 or 2 pick, like number 1, number 2. You're not going to get a better first round pick than Bryce Young. Like it's not going to happen.
But nobody's going to do that. That's like ludicrous to even think about. What about Brian Burns?
It is. Yeah. I think
you don't think you can get a number 1 for him?
Huh? But
Brian Burns not worth a number 1.
I don't think so. Not this year. I think that before this year he might have been, but he's proven this year that he's not that guy. I think he's good, but I would sign Frankie Louvu to a contract for Bryce Young. Or not Bryce Young, Brian Burns, to be truly honest with you. But no, I think that Bryce Young is the best offensive weapon we have right now. He may not be the most elite thing, but he has potential. He's growing every week. There's no point in trading anything else other than him, and I would not trade him right now, to be honest with you.
Okay, yeah, because that would be insane.
It would be.
Go back a slide. Go back a slide.
What to the
one more? Yeah, go back. You're going forward now. There we go. Let's go to this. Is Greg brings up this is while we were talking about earlier before he got here about Panther acquisitions potentially through the trade market. One of the things is that there were no movement away. We didn't get rid of any players, and this is a team that's not very good, right? So it's not like. It's not like it's like, oh my gosh, we can't risk losing this guy because he's integral to the long-term plan or something like that. Right now, the Panthers' plan is a non-plan. The Panthers' plan is Bryce Young and building the future around him.
Yeah, Bryce Young or bust.
Yeah, but the thing is that the Panthers gave up a lot of draft assets to get Bryce Young. Don't have a first round pick next year. Missing some other picks in the future after that. And Ricky Raines, our friend, who's been on the show multiple times. Ricky Raines at Ricky Bobati. He said if the Panthers don't make a move as sellers by the deadline, it says more about how the league values our seemingly available players than it does our willingness to move them. Might not just be much of a market. And outside of Brian Burns, Frankie Louvu, who the hell does anybody want on this team? And I had to be a jerk, Cody. I said, what? No second rounder for Chuba Hubbard?
How dare
28 yards, bro. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man,
you don't want 28 yards a game?
I mean, how about this? Chuba Hubbard straight up for Devontae
on
Adams.
his name.
Who wants to turn that at 28 yards a game? Seriously.
Hey, put some respect on his name. He's the only running back on our roster worth the damn, baby.
That's true. I'm not saying nothing wrong about that.
Yeah,
that does not. But that does not mean he's good. Okay, just because you're the best of the
damn
dumbest
sure
people
isn't. I
doesn't
tell you
mean
what,
you're smart.
He damn sure is running behind this trash offensive line. He damn sure ain't bad. I tell you that.
Sure, 28 yards is great. Are you kidding me? I was thrilled.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was thrilled by it.
Well, the idea is
better than Cameron Artis Payne. I'll tell you that much.
Sure, maybe. Still not good.
No, he's not.
Still not good.
He for sure is.
Harvey London says Derek Brown, maybe. And I think
don't trade Derek Brown.
Nah, I think that's the issue is that the Panthers are so devoid of talent in so many spots that really getting rid of any talent on your team right now is counterproductive. All right, Derek Brown, you got another year or two with him under contract. You pick up his 5th-year option. You really do need to be trying to find out how to lock up Frankie Louvu. Yeah. You need that. Like, I mean, right now we're talking about, and Jeremy Chin's injury, I think hurt a lot, but I don't even know if he would have commanded a lot. You weren't seeing a lot of them. Your Panther fans are living off of what he did in year 1 and year 2, but that's 2 years in the past now. And the film and the tape in the product. 2023 wasn't a good year for the Carolina Panthers, but I'm trying to make 2024 a better one for myself. Get started on your resolutions with Factor so you're ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including keto options, Calorie Smart, Vegan plus Veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Skip that overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door, and they're ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Head to factormeals.com/C350 and use the promo code C350 to get 50% off. That's code C350 at factormeals.com/C350 to get 50% off. Activity, unless a team is just in complete need of a hybrid linebacker. Teams like this, they went out and got Rasul Douglas. Somebody needed a corner. And the Bills, by the way, we have a relationship with the Buffalo Bills, right? There is a history between Brandon Beane and the Carolina Panthers. If he wanted Dante Jackson, he played with. I don't know if he would have. Dante might have been after.
I think it was
their regime, but still, is that they've been keeping an eye on the Carolina Panthers. If they wanted Dante Jackson, we could have made that happen, but they didn't.
Right.
Look, I'm telling you, I think the absolute best thing to do, and I said this a week and a half, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks ago, and I'm still sticking by it, is you build this team. Look, we need to commit to a rebuild. We've been half-assed committing to rebuilds for the last few years, and it's why we're still in this purgatory that we're in. Because, we can't. We need to just have a few bad years and deal with that. Chuck it out to have a few good years. We need to commit to Bryce Young and Derek Brown and build around those two guys. This is our guy on offense. This is our guy on defense. For the next 3 years, we're going to build around them. If that's the plan, that's what we want to do, I'm totally fine with that. Because you have two solid guys at their position that you can build around. But you have to stick to that plan. We haven't done that. David Tepper has been trying to half-ass it and been trying to build a back door into everything he's doing, and the back door doesn't work. If you're going to rebuild, you've got to go 100% rebuild, not half-ass.
It's hard to do that with no draft picks.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm telling you, we can do this. We've just got to commit to it and do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it's that. That sounds wise. What kind of Halloween costumes Greg got on? Mr. Optimism here?
No, I'm where's Mjolnir? It's over there. I'm worthy. Let me go grab my Mjolnir. Actually, I'm part of the Green Lantern Corps. There you go.
Okay.
But I'm in I got the polo shirt.
We got an imposter. We got Greg. We got a good mood, Greg.
Green Lantern corporate. So there you go.
Good mood, Greg. Hey, let's hit these new members, these super chats up, and then take us into some cat calls, Cody.
Yeah, man, we got some super chats from a couple of assholes, dude. White Chocolate Decaf says, thanks, Cody, for the free W in fantasy next week.
Cody, I was pulling for you this week, man. I was, dude. I was pulling for you so bad.
Dude, I was so close, man. I don't know what I gotta fucking do. I had one of the best days I probably could, and it still didn't get a W. The next man up is a guy who Miranda Cosgrove doesn't know exists at all. C3 Anthony says Panthers won a game before Cody and Dynasty. Y'all are a bunch of assholes. And Anthony again says keep everyone fire fit and help Bryce. Simple. And CK, we got one more for you, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome once again another member of the C3 Superfan Club, Stephen Bailey. Welcome in, my friend.
Hey.
The C3 Superfan Club, for just $1.99, continues to grow this community and give us opportunities to share back with you guys. Not only do you get the cool tag in the chat that says, hey, I love this. I love being part of this community. But you also you get the cool emojis. But more importantly, we give you some cool opportunities, whether that is early access to the film rooms or great time for these members to jump in right now because they have an opportunity with just one touchdown. We're one touchdown away from picking and selecting someone out of the C3 Superfan to get a Jonathan Mingo jersey. The Mego Mingo card is pretty dang getting full these days. Now, my question to you guys is, did we get anything? Did we have a fumble recovery in this game?
We did.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
We did. Yeah, that was the Dante Jackson punch out.
Okay, so we got to do this. Let me do. Oh, wrong copy. Copy that. All right, so we got a fumble. Oh, well, guess what? You're never going to get
100-yard rush.
Yeah. Or Mingo touchdown.
You have a better chance of getting a win on the road. Well, you know what? Do you have a better chance of Horn getting an interception? Do you have a better chance of JC Horn getting an interception this season or a 100-yard rusher for the Carolina Panthers?
Let's go, Tuba. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
look, a 100-yard rusher is one play. Yeah, you get one play for 60 yards and you got 100 yards that game.
But guess what? We haven't done.
You're right.
That.
You're right.
How about this? How are we? Look, the jersey has got better odds of Mingo getting a touchdown or a 100-yard rusher.
Mingo touchdown. I think it's almost fitting for a Mingo jersey to be given away. The final point is a Mingo first.
Yeah, I mean that touchdown. Is you can't draw it up better than that, can you, Greg?
How funny would it be if we got 5 different 5 in a rows in the same game? Let's say we got a 100-yard rusher, a win versus the Saints, and a Jonathan Mingo touchdown. We would have like 6 of these rows taken care of.
That'd be crazy.
We're giving away 3 jerseys then.
Oh,
and then if you get a Horn interception too, that's 4.
I will give away. We'll do 3 jerseys if that happens.
And I also got some news, boys.
Gosh, you're right, CK. We might have to give away 4 jerseys. If that happens in one game, I'll do 4 jerseys. I will. If that happens, if Mingo gets a touchdown in the Saints game and we have a 100-yard rusher, we're talking.
And Horn gets an interception.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't make a full row.
That would if you get a 100-yard rusher.
No, it wouldn't.
If you get a 100-yard rusher, it sure would.
Shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, then, all right. I will commit to 5 Jonathan Mingo jerseys if that happens. But it has to happen all in that game.
Oh boy.
So when do we play New Orleans?
Yeah, when do we
That's
play
the question. Because it's got to happen in that game.
So y'all figure out when we play New Orleans. I'm going to thank my man, Mr. Strats, for the 10 gifted memberships, man.
Nice.
Big time. We appreciate you, brother, man. The 10 brand new memberships in the chat. That's big time, Strats. We appreciate you, brother.
One of the greatest gifts you can get. He just gave 10 people
a chance,
the opportunity to win a Jonathan Mingo jersey.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is insane. Way to go, Mr. Strats. When is that Saints game? Does anybody know? Chat, when's the Saints game? All right, let's go back. Let's get through the show. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We got prize picks coming up. Don't forget, Tony, big winner in prize picks. Could have been bigger if Minshew had a little bit more magic. And some other things.
Yeah,
this is crazy. This is, first of all, if we get shit, we got haters for our podcast now. People hate us. I'm like, wow, man, what the fuck I ever do to you?
Bro, especially me, bro. If you check me out on Twitter.
Yeah, apparently I'm a hater. Yeah, I guess.
I think we're all just haters, you know?
We're getting hated on, though, now. But how about this? Is if we would have done this, they would have been like, not a fan. Fake fan. But this is awesome. Mike K posted this. I guess he was out trick-or-treating with his kid. And somebody put all these headstones out and across, and they created a graveyard in their front yard. But across one of the front row of the headstones is spelled out Panthers. And then one of the images, it's hard to see. Can we go full screen on this? Solo, maybe? Let's see.
Is it a really short tombstone?
Hang on. No.
Here, let me see if I can read. There is one in it. that says, let me see if I can blow it up in my.
The ones that we have preset.
I send this in the DM. Where did I send this to? I just put it in the dang.
Whoa, I'm behind everybody.
One of them says something to the effect of Carolina born and bred, died a Carolina team or something like that. And what was awesome about it also is guess who chimed in on this tweet was David Newton. He said, are any of our names up there? And Mike K said, one of them says hack.
Oh,
He said, read into that what you want. I know. I was like, geez.
Damn.
Bucks on 12-3, Saints on 12-10, Falcons on 12-17. Man, thank you, Stephen Bailey. Look, as Panthers making a run, of course, we're going to be like, oh, we're making a division run at the late end. Now it starts with Indianapolis, but it really started this past Sunday. Our road to win in the NFC South started with our first W. And the Carolina Panthers were able to eke out a literal last second win over the Houston Texans. Home game, big game for the morale of the team, morale of the fans. You could see it in them in the post-game speech. Boy, I ain't ever seen Frank Reich. Most relieved Frank Reich. That's what he was. He was so happy to get that win. He didn't even know what to say. Yeah. He was just like, thank Jesus, this finally happened. I think you almost saw the Panthers, maybe some of the pressure wash away. Maybe they can play a little free now that they finally got a taste of it where they don't think it's impossible to do so. But this win was a big win, not only for the Carolina Panthers in getting out of that rut of being 0-6, but now you got this win against a name of a quarterback in C.J. Stroud, who has had such a, hot start to his rookie season, where we honestly, everybody, not only on this podcast, but I think throughout all the media, believed that Bryce Young would have the easier transition, the more success early in the NFL. But Bryce Young was able to lead the Carolina Panthers on the final drive and to get us into field goal range, where they then tried to freak out Eddie Pinheiro by doing anything and everything in their power to get in his head. But the Carolina Panthers kick a last-second field goal, get their first win. And really, Bryce Young was a great part of this, was a very important part of this win. We debated a little bit on the post-game show if he was the reason. But I tell you what, was we could find a couple of other people that weren't the reason for this win, i.e. Ikem Ekwonu. But Bryce Young played. Bryce Young did not turn the ball over, made some big-time plays, was under duress, was getting thrown and racked up and beat up, showed some toughness. And I think we started to see many of the traits many of the things that we were hoping to see with Bryce Young, kind of before this point. And that is, hey, man, when things are breaking down and he can survive that moment. And who was it he made that big pass in the corner to, that Dan Orlovsky, where he was almost getting wrecked and then he throws it.
Oh, that's the Adam Thielen one.
Adam Thielen to the pylon.
Adam Thielen. He didn't throw anybody else.
Yeah. I was like this. I was like,
yeah, throw anybody else. Come on.
What a great play. That's the Bryce Young that we wanted. And you look at these stats, Cody.
Yeah,
read this off and tell us why. Yeah, tell us what Bryce Young was.
He had a good game. I mean, we've said before that he continues to improve game after game. And even though he was sacked 6 times, the numbers are pretty impressive. 8 out of this is Bryce Young versus the Texans blitz. 8 out of 10, 142 yards, 0 interceptions, and a 118.8 passer rating. He had a great game. And it was one of those situations where when we needed him to perform the most, especially in a clutch situation at the end of the game, being able to lead a drive downfield, he did a tremendous job, man.
That's why we drafted him. We drafted him for that precision. We drafted him for the pressure in that moment. I tell you this is and I don't like to go back because we can't go backwards. We can't pick different players. We can't do any of that. Mm-hmm. So I'm a Bryce Young fan, right? And I'm a Bryce Young fan until I'm not. And the one thing that sold me on Bryce Young is after the pick was made, and I was like, okay, this is going to be the guy. And it was probably even a couple of days before when they started showing that clip against him in Auburn. Was it Auburn, Cody? I always ask you this. Every single time I bring this up, I ask you, what team was it?
It was. And you know what? No, I'm being shamed in the chat, and I need to be. Our very own Paisan with the $5 dono a while ago. I apologize, brother.
Well, look, now that we're having the discussion, it's better timing. We saved it. We chambered it, bro.
Everything is for a reason, man. Perfect timing. Can we finally stop the Bryce versus CJ debate? We got a Bryce crispy treat, not a CJ strudel.
This is the first Bryce crispy I've heard.
Right? Yeah, maybe so.
I had not heard that one. I like it.
That man's a poet. Didn't even know it.
We heard Bryce cream before.
Can I just say this real quick, just to make myself clear and concise? I see some of my number one haters are already in the chat. I think Bryce played a really good game. I still do not believe that Bryce has had a breakout performance this season. And I'm not even blaming that all on him. I think that, as we've all said many times before, we don't have great receivers. We clearly don't have great protection. So I don't even think that it's capable for him to truly have that breakout performance. I hope he does. I certainly hope he does. But I feel like I'm being fair and balanced with my assessment when I say that he had a great game and he continues to get better every week. I do think that was a team victory. That was a victory that the offense and defense earned in tandem.
Yes. Listen, that was a team victory because while Bryce Young was a big part of that victory, any quarterback in the NFL could have scored one touchdown and drove for a field goal drive that the running back ran for over half the drive that game. Any quarterback in the NFL could have done that. They did that all this week. I'm pretty sure every quarterback in the NFL that played this week scored one touchdown and drove at least a 40-yard drive that had half of that picked up by running yards. So that's why I don't say Bryce Young is the absolute reason. He's a good reason we won. He's definitely a reason we won. And we need him to be that kind of guy. Look, man, Bryce Young, like I said, Bryce Young and Derek Brown are the two people we should build this team around. Period.
I'm sitting here talking. I'm muted.
I think Bryce Young is progressing. We build around Bryce Young. It's the best option we have right now. It's not a bad option. Like it's not a bad pick.
Oh, Nigel X says everyone but CJ. CJ Stroud didn't throw a touchdown. He did run one.
He ran for one, and they score the same thing when you run for one as when you throw one. So,
and by the way, you know what's funny? You know how he scored the touchdown on a quarterback sneak,
which is what Bryce Young can't
which
run.
is what they
do. So listen,
everybody can find it on AMU, but I am not shitting on Bryce. I'm just saying that's fucking
right. I don't want to get too far and delve into that debate too much. I think everybody could be. I think both can be true. I think we can win because of Bryce, and this was a team win.
Correct.
But going back to what I was saying with that Auburn game, this is why this is the Bryce that we drafted. You know, I mean, and that is it's not for him to single-handedly win games. In fact, look, is that no quarterback in the league is going to be able to win on a team that without a team around him.
Correct.
Right. I mean, like you can only go so far with hero ball. Right. We saw the Carolina Panthers rely on one horse, one trick pony for offense with Cam Newton for too long. And it was really a disservice to him. We had a good defense and we just made some errors that we could get away with it, that we could get away with a mediocre offensive line, that Cam Newton could save us all the time. So look, no one believes this, is that Bryce Young can be successful without a team around him. Right. I mean, I don't think that would be a fair ask to him.
Right.
I do think this is that Bryce continuing to get better is a good sign. But I think this is the Bryce that we drafted. A guy that was going to be, be able to handle a game where he's getting pressured a lot, make quick decisions, be accurate with the ball, and under pressure, find ways to succeed.
Right.
And while this wasn't pretty, while it was you only scored one touchdown, Wow, it's a 15-13 game or whatever it is, or he threw for one touchdown, whatever the way we got the other points. The point or we got a touchdown, 2 field goals, and how do we score? Touchdown, missed extra points at 6. Then we got 2 field goals. That's 6. We have 3.
We the game winner.
Yeah, 3 field goals?
Yeah,
3 field goals.
Okay.
Yep.
And can I say too? Like you asked Tony earlier, like what does Frank Reich say when he comes into this meeting or that comes into this room at the end of the game, in the locker room where they won the first game, and like in his back of his mind, you're like you said, like it's like why can't we do this before? I think in the back of his mind, it's like why couldn't I have won one of the first 6 games we played, scoring 1 touchdown? Because I would have won all of them.
True.
Like that's got to be in the back of his mind. It's like I would have won all my games if I could have scored 1 touchdown and 3 field goals.
I am just I don't care if it was Bryce's best game, worst game, which it was his best game of the season. Like, let's just be honest about
the game before that. Statistically, was his best game of the season.
I don't care about
statistically. For the same yards and 3 touchdowns. It was.
Did he have any turnovers in that game?
I don't think so. I think that was his game. I think before that he had a fumble, but the game last game he didn't.
Okay. So, well, I think this was his best game, particularly because of the duress he was under.
Yeah.
And I would say this is what a great time to have a win, because that's what we really need to be. I won't say but man, this podcast, you want to think that the animosity between Cody, Greg, and Nigel is high now. Imagine if CJ would have won that game. Right. So I think this is
Nigel wouldn't be here if CJ would have won that game.
Oh, stop.
He wouldn't be in the chat room. He would not show up if CJ would have won the game. No, I already know that right now.
Don't be like that.
Don't be like that. I guarantee it's what would happen. So
that would have been, we would have left that to G baby.
He wouldn't be here either.
My kid, by the way, just jumped off some candy. She said, "This is my deposit for the week." My older daughter, my middle
kid.
Awesome. She said some of your favorites. She brought me Skittles too.
Nice.
But I think this was it was important for the team. It was important for us. Yeah. It was important for Bryce, important for the narrative. And while it doesn't settle anything, nor do we need it to, I continue to say this, is I want Bryce and CJ both to be good. I think it's good for the NFL. I think it'd be good for the Carolina Panthers. I think it would be good for the storyline. I think it'd be good for the podcast.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited, very excited that we got our win. I think it's kind of a monkey off your back.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
100%. It feels good.
And
as a win,
as a byproduct of Bryce playing better, we kind of hinted on this earlier. Dude, Adam Thielen's having a career year, man. Like the dude is just, balling out of control. He's our main option. He has 70 targets without a drop pass this season.
Top 10.
That's the first.
Yep.
That would be first
He's
in
number
the NFL.
one overall in that regard.
Yeah, that's number one to do that. Adam Thielen has averaged 103 yards per game the last 5 games. Very fortunate to have a reliable vet to acclimate Bryce to the league. And, man, thank God for Adam Thielen. That's the only really good signing that you can say Fitterer made this past offseason was bringing in Adam Thielen, a crafty veteran for Bryce. And, man, if we didn't have Adam Thielen on this team, bro, we would
Bryce
be
is
up
in trouble,
shit creek without a paddle. For sure.
Everybody who wants to get rid of, wanted us to trade away Thielen for some picks, dude, that is if you
it would have been criminal to Bryce, but
if you want to ruin your rookie quarterback that you just traded the farm for, go ahead and
you give him a left tackle that can't block.
Right.
Sorry.
I do.
Can we address this comment? Can we go back? I do.
Which one?
Dimitri Kontos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, I want to thank everybody. First, I want to thank all the people that don't agree that we celebrate Bryce enough or whoever. Also, look, I'm thankful for anybody who gives us the time to listen to the podcast. And I think the podcast benefits from multiple opinions. And in fact, that's what I love about our podcast is a lot of times, or at least one of the things I enjoy about it is we argue with each other like brothers. A lot of times. To the point where there's a couple of times where we get secretly mad at each other.
If we all agree to be boring.
Yeah.
Right. If we all agree. Exactly. So look, I want to thank Nigel XL. I want to thank who else? Why Big Jordan. I want to thank all these people for their opinions, their input to the show. Dimitri said this. He said,
I'll put it back.
You all have such negative undertones with Bryce. The guy's 5'10", no weapons, no offensive line, is still holding his own.
I mean, you can't.
I want to remind everybody that is that we don't share a single an opinion. Right. Is like, and I know that's hard for on Twitter and things like that, but you're listening to the show and there are multiple opinions here.
Right.
No one agrees. Even Cody and Greg aren't on the same lockstep. CK and I aren't. None of us are lockstep. Mm-hmm. I sat here and just celebrated, I thought in many ways, the moment of Bryce Young's win and how good he was in that. And this is what we drafted him to be. I don't think that's a negative undertone. I can understand how you can see that potentially in some of the hesitation that comes through in some opinions from different people. But to start that off, to start your comment off and say, y'all have such negative undertones, and then say the guy is 5'10", isn't that like a backhanded? Like, and what also,
right? Let's say I'm not racist, but I'm gonna talk about this black guy. Why bring up these blacks?
But also, it's one of those situations where if you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, when have we ever not said that? When have we ever not said that the offensive line is trash? When have we ever not said that there's not a lot of wide receiver help? Like, nobody has come out and just said, oh, Bryce is the worst thing on our offense. That's the reason why we're losing this and that and this and that. Right. Nobody is saying that everything around him is perfect. But I also feel like we're more level-headed than a lot of other pods because we don't do this pom-pom waving where it's like, yes, we've already seen everything that we need to see and want to see from Bryce, because we haven't. We still have not seen that consistent downfield passing attack. And by the way, we're not even blaming all of that on him, but we're not going to give him credit for doing that yet until he starts to do that more. We want to see more. We've been through 5 seasons in a row of losing Panther football. Like, nobody's just in the mood to give grace to someone when they haven't earned it. Bryce has been playing better every single Sunday, and we're happy that he is. And it's miraculous that he's doing so in spite of what's happening around him. So
I wouldn't say it's miraculous.
I don't think that we've ever been unfair. And again, mind you, we all have different opinions. That I don't think any of us have ever been outright unfair about Bryce and his performances.
I don't even think it's what were the words you just used?
Unfair
to say that he had a miraculous. Fuck that. He hasn't been miraculous.
No, I'm saying fantastic. The fact that no, you misunderstand me. Okay. No, you misunderstand me. The fact that he has had a modicum of success with this team, given the offensive line around him, given the wide receivers in front of him, that the fact that he has been playing better, it is something to hang their hat on. It's something
all right, but miraculous. All right, we can continue. Miraculous is a little far. Miraculous is far to me. Look, I don't want to hear someone said this. I like this. Who cares if he's 5'10"? You're not graded on curve in the NFL. Dimitri said, maybe it's because I'm 5'10", and I think it's crazy to do that. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm 5'10" too. I think it would be crazy for me to be fucking an NFL player too. But I also am not a college athlete and Heisman winner and shit like that. But I don't want to hear this. No, it's like, yes, I think this. Do I think that the Panthers are good as a team? Fuck no. Do I think that he's got some explosive weapons and he's the problem? No. Do I think he's gotten better from week to week to week? Yes. But I don't want to hear this mess of just excuse making. And not that we're making excuses, but it's just like, he would be the greatest quarterback ever if it was just the greatest situation ever. It is the situation it is. These are the players that it is. And this is like, so, it's just, I think this is all the same shit that people said about it. And look, I'm praising Bryce Young. I'm praising him from getting better to better. Mm-hmm. And I think he's a victim of what he is a victim of our personal history with quarterbacks and failure in this system.
Carolina's failed him more.
And the fact that we traded up to number one.
We put so much expectations. We put so much on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or not on him, but we expected. So it's kind of like this is like when you go into a movie and you believe it's going to be the greatest fucking movie in the history of the world, and it's just very, very good. It's like it's hard to live up to that. So look, is that number one picks are either sensations or busts. And I'm not saying he's a bust, but that's how it is in your mind. And in this case right here, I'm just tired of this, just always finding a reason of why it's better, but it's actually but it's not. It's like the ifs and buts. Well, and I want to turn it just real quick to Terrace Marshall Jr. I heard that shit over and over and over about fucking Terrace Marshall Jr. But he's just so good. It's just coaching. It's just all of these reasons why Terrace Marshall Jr. isn't successful. So look, I think Bryce Young is shown success, right? I think he's been successful in this to a certain degree. But I also don't want to make it be like, he is the number one overall pick. So yes, would he be better if he had weapons? Yes, would he be better? Should he be better if he had weapons? Should the numbers be higher if he had a better offensive line? Should we be winning games if our defense didn't fucking suck? Yes, 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 and yes.
And by the way,
also, he's still the number one pick.
He's still the number one pick. And can we also speak? Again, I don't want to spend the entire pot on Bryce, but there are two sides to every coin. And just like somebody might think that we're unnecessary haters, which isn't true, there is also a swath of Panther fans that's like, oh, well, Bryce can do no wrong.
Sucky.
He has proven. So, by the way, in that one game, he's proven to be better than CJ.
Right.
Proven to be better
95 more yards.
Right. Yep. Proven to be better than that. It's proven. And by the way, if I don't echo those same sentiments, I'm a bad Panther fan. Like, no, get the hell out of here, bro. Like, we're going to call it even. I tell you what, when Bryce comes out and throws for 4 touchdowns and 300 yards, I promise you I'll do a backflip for y'all, okay? I will say everything that you want me to say. Don't tell me what I can't do, damn it. Don't be ableist, damn it. I'll do it if I want to. I'll do
I'll do 1,000 push-ups.
I'll do a backflip for Bryce Young, but not until then, dude. I'm at the point in my Panther fandom. I'm giving no one on this team, and I do mean no one, credit until they earn it first.
Oh my God! So you're where I'm at 6 months ago.
Okay, yes, I want to address this question. I want to address this. It says Nigel X, who's been a great commenter too. He says, "So y'all's excuse for his situation is because he's number one overall pick." No, what I'm saying is this: is no excuses.
No,
what I'm just saying is this is the reason that not just we, the reason that the expectations for Bryce Young are inflated into an unfair level, if you want to believe, like if you want to call them an unfair level of expectation, is because of the pick. You know what I'm saying? The pick and the trade up is that should we not have high expectations? Should we not believe? You know what I'm saying? Is should you not expect him when you trade multiple picks to move up to the number one spot for him to be a special quarterback? And I don't think that's an unfair expectation. It might be unfair, actually. It might be unrealistic. Maybe it's unrealistic, but it's not unfair. And that's the whole thing is in this. Now it's a great time to bring up this super chat because of what we're trying to get into is why this sentiment exists. And Dimitri said there's no Bryce sexuals in here. No, I'm still Cam sexual, baby.
There's definitely no Cam sexual.
All right.
No
still in love. You can't. This is just. I got to type.
Yeah. Mr. Strat says we break that streak if other teams lead, we lose. Thanks to Strats. And then BG with the 499 says, in all fairness, the media hyped him up too much, and so did our staff, saying he was 2 years ahead of the other rookie quarterbacks with S2, etc. Not his fault. And to be, you know what, I did say something similar to this. Yeah. I said that Bryce's big brain is Cam Newton's size and physicality, right?
Maybe.
The Panthers were going to lean on that.
He's the complete opposite of Cam Newton.
They were going, but my point is the Panthers, but Cam and Bryce decided to lean on their special trait so hard that it actually ended up hindering them at times. For Bryce, that's happening a little bit earlier in his career than it did to Cam, but they put too much on him too fast, or else they wouldn't have had to try and simplify the playbook at points during the season. I do think they have a good thing going with Thomas Brown being the play caller and Bryce under center.
Damn it. I just missed the special on PrizePicks, guys. It just ended.
Let Greg get off, and then we'll do the read for PrizePicks.
Okay.
I don't think that we're giving Bryce Young. I don't think that Bryce Young is like I hate this, man. I have it right on my tongue, and then I can't get it out when I want to get it out, and I can't remember what I want to say. I think that we're gonna have to keep going. I've got to.
It happens to me all the time.
I just can't remember.
I
thought I saw a Jimmy Clausen super chat in there earlier. Did we miss that one?
Jimmy Clausen?
Somebody said something. All right.
No.
Don't forget the C3 Panthers Podcast is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the #1 daily fantasy football sports app where you can use your skill, your understanding of football, and you compare it against our lack of understanding of football from the podcast. And you can then go and win some real cash with PrizePicks. The way it works is you select multiple entries of projected. It could be a projection from an NFL player to a basketball player to a soccer player. They even have them esports up here. We just missed a great deal. They had a Halloween special. DeAndre Hopkins 36% off. All he had to get was 30-something yards this week, and it feels like he's about to get hot right now. But what you do is you pick multiple players from multiple teams or sports. The more players you pick, and then you get their projections right. You either pick more or less in your entry, the more opportunity you have to win. You can win up to 5-10 times your money, depending on the number of picks and how many that you are able to hit successfully. I want to tell you this. It's Tony. This is go full screen right here. Tony Dunn had a good week last week. And by the way, this was on, we did this on the show. Big winner last night. Turned $20 into $100 by selecting Jared Goff's more than 252.5 passing yards. Deontay Johnson, more than 55.5 receiving yards. And A.J. Brown's 88.5 more. Took $20 and turned it into $100. Use the promo code C3. And on your first time deposit, they will match you up to $100. So you put in $100, they'll match you $100. Put in $99, they'll match you $99. And you got to use that promo code C3. I also hit a flex play. So you don't even have to do power play. You can play it a little safer. This is, to be honest, this is how you really probably win in long term when it comes to PrizePicks. It's because how many times do you just get all of them except for one, right? Well, a flex play allows you to, in a 3-pick, get 2 out of 3. Right here is this. I did a $15 flex play last week. I did a Nikola Jokic. Did Jokic and Njoku. Man, Jokic and Njoku Andrews.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Mark Andrews was the bust in this one, went more than 55.5 yards passing. Should have thought about this, is that they were going to get up ahead of Arizona and then not have to throw the ball a lot. Didn't think about that one too clearly. Was just thinking about how great they were playing overall. But hit 2 picks. Now, if this was a power play, that $15 goes away entirely. But because it was a flex pick, I won 1.25 times my money. And what's great is I just won $18.75. I didn't even I wagered $15, but it just came in.
So it came out on top. Yeah.
And here, this one sucked. I could have had, I was going for it, bro. I was on the road to take in this 4-pick entry right here. 4 out of 4 gets 10 times your money. I was close, man. Freaking Lamar. boy, boom. That would have been $100. And this, I got my boy Minshew on the flex play. He let me down by 15 yards. But that's PrizePicks. In fact, we'll make a quick pick with PrizePicks, guys. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's see if any Panthers are up here. See, DeAndre Hopkins is back up to 50. Oof, that's not how you spell Panthers. Bryce Young versus Indianapolis, 219.5. Their defense has been pretty more than. I like it. And how about this, Adam? Well, we got to figure out. We might be able to get this Adam Thielen here, but we got to pick somebody from a different team first because you have to have multiple players from multiple teams. It's rushing yards. Derrick Henry, that's a lot versus Pittsburgh.
Pacheco at 60 is not bad.
Yeah, you just never know what you get with them. You know, like they could throw it 100 times. Oh, holy cow! What a shootout! Miami versus.
That's in Germany. They're both going to have jet lag.
Hey, dog, you better find Adam Thielen.
It was 79 yards. It's a lot.
Oh, dude, you better do Adam Thielen. When is that? Dude, go look at Adam Thielen's numbers.
Touchdown. Kelsey touchdown.
Yes. No, Tony.
Yes. Tony, going to be there or not?
Tony, listen to me.
Game.
No, listen to me.
Germany.
Listen to me. The Colts, they're like letting everyone put up more than 20 points.
We're going forfer. We're going for a forfer, dude. I'm going Kelsey touchdown. Tyreek touchdown, Bryce Young more than 219, and Adam Thielen. Gosh, that's a lot of yards.
If Bryce gets more than 219, Adam Thielen's definitely going to have more than 71.5. So if you're going to go with one, the other is a for sure.
All right, we're going for it. We're going to put 20 to win 200 right here. Promo code C3. That's how you get your deposit match. Cody, can we take some calls?
Well, real quick before we take calls,
real quick.
I remember my point. We talk about Bryce Young and like the difference in play calling like from Thomas Brown to Frank Reich. But I got to go back and look at it, and I think that Bryce Young still like kills and changes the play at the line like 35 to 40% of the time with Frank Reich or Thomas Brown. So if he's calling the plays and he's changing the play at the line, and he's either not successful or throws a 5-yard pass, why are we not giving him like discredit for that? You know, like
we can't really know.
We can't know. I would say
think he's changing the call. He could just be calling out added protections.
He could be. You're right. He could be. I would say the two big plays we had this week were him throwing to guys that didn't have a ton of separation and giving the receiver a chance to catch the ball, which is what he needs to do.
Oh, now I found the Jimmy Clausen thing. Can we take some calls, please?
We can.
The number is... What all did I miss? Sorry.
PrizePicks.
Okay,
cool. That's about it.
I won $100 last week.
Heck yeah, dude.
The number is 252-228-5098. Let your opinion be heard in the cat calls line. Leave us a message.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty you shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like...
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Happy Halloween! It's me, Jimmy Clausen, the scariest Panthers quarterback of all time. I've come back to haunt you and tell you, we gotta fix that O-line, my dudes. Stay safe and keep pounding. Woo!
My favorite type of calls, man. Yeah. I love calls where people have fun and where callers pick on each other.
Yeah.
Love those. Let's go to the next goal. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can follow up that.
Yo, C3 Nation, how about that W? How about that W?
This is Josh from Mass.
Man, I thought CJ Stroud was supposed to be better than Bryce, but man, I didn't see it. It didn't look that way to me.
You're right.
But anybody who actually watches film knows that it ain't really looked that way all season. They just fallen into, the numbers, Dan. Well, the numbers only tell you some of the story. They don't tell you the whole story.
But it's what we
your boy Josh
put
from
awards
Matt.
on. So.
Man, if the win couldn't have come at a better time, your boy's going to be in Charlotte next week for that Colts game. So,
hey, you better pull up, Josh.
Looking forward to that. The wife's coming down with me.
Yeah, yep.
A couple of my buddies. It's a good time. We're going to be
Nick Montero's going.
We all need to meet up.
Yep. Yeah.
Kevin's
man, hard to find a lot of fault with what happened. You know, I think the offense looked better. You can't deny. They took deep shots, more of them, and Bryce is starting to connect on them. It's like, oh, wow, you practice doing something more often, you get more experience doing something, and you get better. That's crazy, man. That's crazy how that happens, isn't it? The defense did a pretty exceptional job, given how banged up they are. I believe Woods played. The other one, I think we're still down one starting safety. I don't know. Horn is just gone, I guess. He's on vacation. He's in Maui sipping Coronas by the beach. I don't know where that man is, but he needs to either he's a trade deadline guy to me. I love the guy. I bought his jersey. Love that player because when he's on the field, he's shut down. But man, we need him back in a bad way. And I know, we're not in a position to be buyers at the trade deadline, which is today at 4:00. So by the time this goes up, they'll have either done everything, done nothing, or done something that makes us scratch our freaking head. But I'd like to see us add D-line talent. Like, our pass rush gets right there every damn time. Right there every damn time. And I know there's people like, well, any pressure, any disruption's enough. Nah, man. But we last in the league in sacks, if I recall. So that's where I'm going. It's D-line, and if we can get a decent receiver for not a ton of turnaround, then I think that'd be good. But I'm out of time. It's your boy Josh from Mass. I'll see some of y'all fools at the game next week. Keep pounding. Y'all heard me. Keep pounding.
Couple of things here. I want to shout out. They were talking about, some people are talking about Twan in the chat. Greg's going to be Twan and Greg. Twan does these profile pieces on people in Panther Nation. They're always fun. I've been on it. Cody's been on it. Greg's going on it Thursday night. Somebody said, I wonder how Twan feels after that W. I want to say this, is that if you think anybody's a hater on this podcast or Twan, I don't know about Twan. I have to probably follow his opinions on Bryce a little bit closer. But that Black Cat Panthers podcast, bro they go motherfuckers they don't play, dude. So that and Mike Will MD, if you are a doctor, my friend, if you are a real medical doctor, you got to know this, is that we ain't making no fucking money on this. Come on. YouTube takes 40% of those super chat. Man, you gotta get, look, dude, we be making pennies, man. I've been doing this 10 fucking, actually tonight makes, because I know we started the YouTube channel a little bit earlier, but the first full episode of the C3 Panthers podcast was on 10/30/2013.
Nice.
So bro, if we were making money, man, we'd be Skip Bayless up in this bitch.
Right.
I guess if that, I mean, look, it's this idea that
that's who everybody compares me to. They call me Skip Bayless online.
It's because of the take. Yeah.
My hair is way better than his. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. By the way, Skip Bayless put out a tweet that said Bryce Young greater than CJ Stroud. And I thought about it. I was like, it's like this. You know what?
Yeah. How am
He's like Donald Trump. He just fucking knows how to push a button.
Yeah. How am I Bayless now, huh? Everybody says that I think the opposite. So
yeah, well, I'm just saying, man, it's like, good Lord, if you knew how many views it took to make $1 on the internet.
It's a lot. It's a whole lot. That's true.
It is insane, dude. You could get, man, you'll have 3,000 views on the damn video, and it'll get like 87 cents.
Right.
All right. Josh from Mass wants some more.
Yo, real quick, it's your boy Josh from Mass again. Yo, Tony, what's the hate? That you ain't been playing my calls? Man, I be at work on Wednesday listening to them episodes and just can't play my call last week, player. That's cold. Could have iced up, son.
Where you been at?
Can I just say one thing to his previous call? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's so cold. Stop playing with you. I gotta bust your stones about it, though. Yeah, that's it. There's no real substance to this. This call is about as good as the Patriots are this year. You hear what I'm saying? All right, Josh from Mass, over and out. If you got my Twitter, hit me up. Maybe we could link up, get beers or something while I'm in town. If anybody wants to shoot the shit or whatever. Yeah, that's it.
We'll get you.
Tony's a bum. You don't play my calls. He's a hater.
I am a bum because
if you didn't play him, you played him though, so you're not.
Yeah, but Nick Montero,
Chat room, how dare you? You see what we've started?
Cody hey, can I just ask? And I want to ask everybody out there right now, because we need to get this established. Like, what do stats mean?
It's my turn.
Oh God!
No. Hold on. Here's my thing.
Nothing.
Real quick,
they don't mean anything, man.
No.
Mark Twain. They're fucking
you say
lies.
they mean nothing. You say they mean nothing. When we pick Hall of Fame players,
I don't want to. What do we need?
When we draft players, what are we going by?
What does that got to do with
whenever we decide what I'm saying is stats is what we go by. Stats is what makes you draft a player. Stats is what makes you put a player in the Hall of Fame. Stats is what we decide who wins a game. Because guess what? A score is a stat. So stats determine everything. People who want to say stats don't matter, get the F out of here, man. Stats are everything. We base everything around stats. Why is Michael Jordan the best player ever in the NBA? Because he won 6 championships and 6 MVPs, right? Or 6 finals MVPs. That's a stat.
That guy Greg's not a girl. I heard Greg's not a girl because he would just be like, unless your dong is this big, I don't like you.
Hey, how about this? 70% of all stats are made up anyway.
Well,
yeah, totally.
Not mine.
All right.
I look mine up.
He's
not
drinking red wine. Yeah, look at him. Yeah. CK, you had something to get in there?
I mean, my argument here is normally nobody's saying stats don't matter. They're just saying that stats are misleading. They're not everything. They don't tell you the whole story.
Right.
There's plenty of people. I mean, if you look at stats and you want to say stats are the only thing that matters, Taylor Heineke's a Hall of Fame quarterback in the NFL.
I didn't say it was the only thing that matters.
For you, Greg.
I just said it doesn't not matter.
Here's a stat for you. If you go on, I went on White House Gov today, and because President Biden signed an executive order about AI. And I was interested in like what the hell this shit was and like how they're already like what they're going to be involved in and things like this. So me and a buddy, we read the entire executive order, at least their press release about it. But then I looked at it, I was like, man, President Biden he has put out so much legislation, right? And just because, so a lot of people would say he's like he is like one of the most successful presidents if you measure it just by the amount of shit they've passed. Whether that's good or bad. But here's a way a stat can be interesting or you could use it for it. More people on the website right now says more people working ever than in American history.
Well, obviously.
Well, I mean, like the population is at an all-time fucking high. Yeah. So of course there are more people working today than there were in 1850 when there was only 23 million people in America. So what we can do is we can massage stats to get the answers we want.
Sure.
You're right. But I can't massage how many yards you pass for or touchdowns you pass for a year.
We leave that to Deshaun Watson.
So while you're right, stats can be misleading. When I put out stats like wins, yards, touchdowns, interceptions, those are not misleading. Those are the cold, hard facts of what a player has done.
You can win a lot of games with just 225 yards passing, bro.
Do what?
Cam won a ton of games with 225 yards passing.
Okay, we didn't give. Okay, all right.
Everything in context.
Everything don't fuck with my man Cam because he would also bust off 70 yards and have 3 rushing touchdowns. Let's go to the next call. Man, that would have been cool if my fat finger would have worked.
What's up, y'all? It's Christian from Arizona. First-time caller. Been a fan for 30 years.
Oh, I thought, man,
and I always
went Pat before the podcast.
Freaking cat calls because some of these fans are saying some stupid shit. But I kind of learned to enjoy them a little bit. The one time where you guys aren't trying to talk over one another. So that's kind of fun. But anyways, appreciate what you guys do. I did have one concern. I was watching on after the game on Sunday. I've realized I've been spending more time watching podcasts, but realized I have no fucking life. But so I was watching, and I realized that one of y'all said, I think it was CK, if that's his name. He literally said they won the game because of Bryce.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't been a fan of Bryce. He did take a step in the right direction. But do you realize what you're saying there? I mean, he only had 235 yards, 1 TD.
Oh, no.
Granted, a good passer turnovers.
A realistic
there were some plays
he's
there
a realistic.
that I felt were kind of dumb, could have been avoided. Okay, he's a rookie. I'll give him that. But you're taking credit away from the defense.
Nope, didn't say that at
all.
He's
a realistic. He's a realistic right here.
No,
they're just misconstruing my words. Go ahead.
And so
well, he didn't say your words. He didn't call you out. So don't
He
take
said CK. He said CK.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, let's keep it realistic, guys. I'm seeing a lot of Bryce fans over here talking about, how great he is, and hey, that's great. I hope I get proven wrong. But let's not be fooled that he didn't put in an MVP performance. I get it; he's a rookie.
He didn't. I agree.
To say that he's the reason he won the game, that is not the voice of reason right there. That's the voice of Bryce fans.
Nope.
Also, one more thing before I close it out.
I have all the evidence
Please,
to prove
fans,
this.
if you're gonna call in, please don't say a bunch of stupid shit and then just follow it up with keep pounding, because I feel like everyone on social media and call in radio and whatever, they always just say some dumb shit, follow up with keep pounding. And then everyone thinks, oh, hey, you know what? Booker's got a point there. Yeah, keep pounding, bro. All right. That's it. Maybe I'll call this more in the future. Have a good one.
CK, he said, don't mislead people with BS.
Okay.
And just hit it with keep pounding. He said,
I never once in that entire endeavor said that the defense didn't contribute to the win. I said that Bryce Young was the reason we won that game because he had the ball in his hands at the end of the game, just like we would say outside of Tony, would say that if Eddie Pinheiro had missed that kick, he lost the game. That's exactly the same reason I'm saying Bryce Young won that game. Okay. And the other part of this is you have to look at another piece of this. This was Bryce Young led this team down the first time since 2018 that we had a game-winning drive that our quarterback led us through. The first time since 2018 that we had a game-winning drive. Think about that. So I think it's worthy and valuable to be able to say that we won because of Bryce Young. I'm not saying we won solely because of Bryce Young. I'm saying that when the ball was in his hands, we were able to win the game because he was the quarterback. I'm not saying other quarterbacks couldn't have done that. That's never been my case either. And Greg, to your point, I've never once said that if anybody else was in there, if Patrick Mahomes was our quarterback, that it would have been a different, he wouldn't have been able to do what Bryce did. That's not at all the case. But I'm saying in a situation like that, when the pressure could have easily gotten to him, it didn't. And he showed up and he gave us an opportunity to win the game, one that we haven't had in over 5 years. So yes, Bryce Young won the game.
Okay. My pushback on that.
Strays all the time on this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
I'm catching strays from the passive aggressive talking. I say, you love those cat. I hate the cat callers, but I love when y'all ain't talking over. He's talking about me. Right. Well, number one. He's talking about me there. And then CK,
about all of us.
And then CK says this is that He says everybody up here except for Tony would have said that Pinheiro would have. Guess what Tony also would say? Pinheiro won the game for us because he made the field goal. That's my whole point, is he wins games. He doesn't lose games.
But Tony, wasn't your argument last year that when he missed the final kick, that he didn't
not his
lose
fault.
the game?
He didn't lose the game, but when he makes it, he wins it. Yeah, that's his argument, which is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
This argument of what the caller is also saying is that collectively the loss. My point is that games don't come down to a single play.
They don't.
Right. So is that a yes? Did he not win? What I would say is this: there's a difference between not winning the game and losing the game. Right. Agreed. And if he missed the kick, he did not be the hero. Right. He did not go and win the game for you. But the loss itself is a collection of errors for an entire team. And if you go in, that's my kind of point of it. And I know it's a lot of people feel like it's semantics, but I believe it. I believe that kickers go out there and win hero moments. And yes, when they missed the kick, you could have won the game and all of that. But you also could have won the game by converting the fourth down earlier, getting in the touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It's a collection, just like a win is a collection of minor wins or victories throughout the game. Losses are a collection of losses throughout the game, whether it be turnovers. Imagine if a quarterback had 3 turnovers, but somehow you find yourself in the game down by 1 point and you get a 55-yarder and the guy misses it. And you say he lost the game for you. No, the guy that threw 3 interceptions is more at. That's my point. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. We've debated that ad nauseum on this fucking podcast for days and days and hours and hours. But if you go to Frank Reich's postgame show, Cody, can you pull postgame speech? Is there a chance you could pull that up? It's on Panthers.com. I know that. But while I think Frank Reich said some important things in that post-game speech, other than just a big giant sigh of relief. I agree. CK, I think you're making a great point. The first time since 2018 we go down, it would have been cooler. It would have been a lot cooler if he let us down. We scored a touchdown. Then I think it would have been even more definitive of your point.
Do you know how long that final drive lasted?
It was a long time.
It was like a 5-minute drive.
Do you know why it lasted a long time,
yards.
CK, tell him why it lasted a long time. Tell them why. Because they ran the ball 75% of the time. That's why it lasted a long time.
Hold on.
They ran the ball 75%.
You know it's 75. Did you make that number?
That's a misleading stat. They didn't start running it until it was in the 2-minute warning.
The last play. You're right. I don't know. I'm making a guess.
See,
Let me look it up. I'm willing to bet you if the last play was 9 plays, they ran it 6 times of the last 9 plays.
I'll look it up.
Sure. Because it was the end of the game. That's the dumbest stat I've ever heard in my life.
What are you talking about, man?
Oh, yeah,
that's an irrelevant. That's an irrelevant
the last
stat.
3 you can't.
You're right.
The
You're
last
right.
3
Bryce runs those balls. You're right.
No,
he leads.
All right, let's listen to the post game show and
Greg,
see.
This is what I'm talking about. You're talking about stats are the only thing that matter. You can look at the last 3 runs if you want to. You can absolutely do that. But guess what? There is not a single quarterback in the league, maybe Cam Newton, that's running the ball when all you need to do is run the clock down to 0.
Exactly.
That's all you need to do.
Why it didn't matter who the quarterback was.
Guess what?
Why Bryce Young was the guy who made that
was just to get to a hash, bro. That's not about
Bryce
getting down the field.
Bryce Young did run the last play at the game, actually. So, I mean,
we're all getting lost on this. But we know what Bryce does well. No, but we know what Bryce does well. The things that I'm still wanting to see from him is tight window throws to the sideline, and I want to see him be more consistent downfield. No, I do. I'm doing
these out routes all day
out of
long.
Out of everybody on this pod, every week I do a 1 hour and 30-minute film session where we break down the film. Bryce is money across the middle, but when he's at the opposite hash, throwing the ball to the sideline.
Wait,
I know that's not his strength.
Aren't his 4 interceptions across the middle? Aren't his 4 interceptions across the middle?
We're not getting into this.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
that was
okay.
two in
Let's
one
not say his
game.
money
Two
across
in
the
one
middle.
game.
All his interceptions across the middle.
Let's listen to Frank
Okay,
Wright, please. And I think this, and the reason I wanted to play this because I think Frank Wright says some things about why this team was able to win this game. And CK, I'm not trying to take away from your point because I think you make a great point. I think Bryce was critical in this win. I think it was critical in this win. I think the defense was critical in this win. Let's go ahead, Frank Wright.
How good does that feel? And what? And what? And what? And what? Let's go!
Look at how relieved he looks.
I'll tell you what else it was. It was not only win like Corpse Challenge. It was man on man. Win all day. Man on man, win all day. That was a challenge. You know what else it was? As one. No doubt. All day long it was as one, man. Oh my goodness, it was as one. You're going to watch that film and you're going to see it all over the place, right? Complimentary football. It was ugly at times, but we played as one. And that's what we can do. We can walk in every week. What do? We prepare. We raise the floor on how we prepare. We've raised the floor on how we prepare. And we ain't turning back, right? That's our standard. The standard just gets higher and higher. And we go in every week knowing one thing. All that matters is we walk off the best team that day. And we got all the horsepower we need, man. So congratulations to you guys. Hey, couple game balls. You can't have a walk-off win without getting the game ball to Eddie.
Told you. Eddie won it. He didn't lose. Eddie. Are they
Hey, I'm on. And this one mean. Hey, they all mean a lot. This one means a lot to me. Woo!
Choking up.
Bryce.
We knew he was going to be a beast when he got here. And when the game was on the line, he called the perfect series, right? Thomas Brown.
It's not even Bryce.
Wow.
It's not even Bryce. That's hilarious.
Wait. I got one for the rookie. You know, guys, first win at home. Bryce Young, baby, where you at?
Right. Because he knew Frank Wright just disrespected him.
Oh, no, he didn't disrespect him.
Yeah, he did. Are you kidding me?
Man,
Tony,
what do you think about the
Tony? No. I don't want to give my sous
You
chef the
cannot.
award for the
You
best night of the
cannot
year.
do this, Greg. You cannot be the person who talks about stats and then the moment that she gets a game ball, say that it's you got to take context into consideration here.
Okay.
I think
that
do you think the Thomas Brown game ball had some sort of look, David Tepper sitting there in the background. Is there any does that make by him doing that? I mean, I think it was a smart move by Frank to do that. Right. Is
100%.
But one
do you
change that he made, we end up getting a victory.
There was some political kind of.
No, I don't think it's
just
agenda, but it doesn't by him. It helps Frank Reich's look doing that.
But no,
just unclear, real quick. Hold on, Cody. We're just unclear. Leading a team that scored 7 points, 1 touchdown for offense, instead of your rookie quarterback having their first win is more important.
Are you saying that
you're having an offensive coordinator who had one touchdown?
Are you saying that Frank should have given the ball to Bryce?
Hell yes.
That's right. Yeah, he's saying that
I am.
He thinks
100%.
that it was a slight to Bryce by that.
100%.
He's thinking that it's.
I just want to make sure we're clear. Greg is like
should have given it to Bryce.
He is a little drunk.
After Pinheiro, I wouldn't say after Pinheiro. Look, this is Bryce Young's first win. It's not his best game because he played better than the last game.
What is
he threw for the same amount of yards and 3
jibba
touchdowns in the last
jabba
game.
incoherent excuse? Wow. What do you mean? What did I say that was jibba jabba? I'm just saying. I'm just
you don't
asking.
pay too much attention to the chat. I'm
not even looking at it.
Can we go with these calls? We got to get through these calls. I got stuff to do on this.
You need to dip out, Tony. We can finish up. Too.
Nah, I got to do the calls. Let's go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is C3 Coach Kurt.
What's up, Kurt?
Exactly 16 minutes until the trade deadline hits at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and my fucking phone is being blown up
Oh, Montez Sweat to the Bears. Fucking Chase Young to the 49ers to be on the opposite side of Bosa. That is horrendous for the league, bro. Like Rasul Douglas to the Bills. And we have people, I'm pretty sure, hold on, let me look. And we have people calling for Dante Jackson, C.J. Henderson, and Terrace Marshall. And what is Mr. In on Every Deal doing? He's too busy glazing Tepper in his office, bro. Like this. Can we get rid of this Tuballard, bro? Can we get rid of this Mr. I'm in on every deal, taking every phone call, making those smart moves for the team? Because right now I feel like we should have gotten another guard or receiver or a tackle and play Icky at guard. Like, we should have done something by now. And, like, I get there's other ways. Like I said the other day, there's other ways, like, that we could add pieces, like free agency and stuff like that. But we haven't even done that. Like, obviously, I'm not saying, like, we need, like, Band-Aids or something like that for this season. But, like, I feel like we could have got long-term answers through, like, this trade market. And I mean, there's nothing to be found on that. I mean, dude, a 7th for Terrace and a fucking 7th for Henderson. I don't give a shit. Give me that trade capital. I mean, fucking draft capital. But instead, we're going to hold on to Terrace. He's going to sit here, and his career is going to be just shot being on this team. C.J. Henderson is going to continue to lose us games. Bro, if C.J. Stroud hits Nico Collins and Stride, we would have lost that game. Who was covering him? C.J. Henderson. He was about 5 yards away from C.J. Henderson. He gets burnt every damn time against any number one or number 2 receiver on any team. He always gets burnt. I would just take a fucking oiled hot dog and a bag of fucking potato chips for C.J. Henderson to be gone. Like, get him the fuck out. I don't know. I just thought we would have done something, but I'm just glad we are not doing a fucking fire sale and going crazy. But I thought something would have been done.
I think he does bring up a point, is that even though you're going to get these so-called rentals, you could target a player that you think you would sign in free agency anyway. Like, if you would be willing to say, hey, could Montez Sweat, if we were in free agency, could we try to get a deal done with him? And the answer is yes. Then, I mean, I guess you could just do it in the free agency then.
Right.
You know why? Maybe. No, I don't know. It's kind of hard. That's why I still think Devontae Adams would make sense. That's the only one I really feel great about, is a guy that's got some years left on his contract and that can give you some stability at a position group to then go and address other needs. Let's go. And then, you know what? You could get that kind of burner guy in the draft. You can get a guy that is a one-trick pony that can just do those things, and that can then evolve into a more diverse receiver as they go along. But you would have Adam Thielen and Devontae Adams to carry you while you then went and got like a Tank Dell type of player. And you don't have to count on that. See, we can't. That's the thing, is Mingo might be good. It's just counting on him in year one to be a playmaker is too much.
Can I tell you what Tank Dell's numbers are?
They're pretty good.
Look, man, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of everybody talking about how great.
Receiver.
No, he's not. No, he is not. I'm so tired of everybody talking about how great C.J. Stroud's receivers are and weapons are that Bryce Young doesn't have. Let me break it down for you, okay? Listen, Jonathan Mingo has 19 receptions for 195 yards and 0 touchdowns. Tank Dell has 22 for 340 and 2. You're talking about 120 more yards,
Greg.
120 more yards over 8 games, Tony. Over 8 games, 120 more yards. You're looking at 15 yards a game. 15 yards a game more per game.
7 games.
Look at the rushing. Everybody's like, oh, our rushing game sucks. Houston has a way better offense. They're averaging 197 rushes, 643 yards, 3.3 per average. We have 168 rushes, 632 yards, 3.8 per average. We're actually rushing better than Houston is. Okay? So we have a better rushing game than they do. And everybody talks about how great the wide receivers are and the weapons are for Houston. They do not have better. Guess what? Adam Thielen is better than Nico Collins. Look at the stats. We have a better number 1 and number 2 wide receiver than they do. We have a better rushing game than they do. We have our starting offensive line, what they don't.
We have a better number 2.
I was about to say, who's our better
I'm
number
just so
2?
tired of hearing they don't have anybody.
No. All right, you ready for this?
Even better than they do.
Hold on. Let me hear it. Are you ready for this? Okay. So we're talking about, we have one player on the team that you could even argue is anywhere close to them, and that's Adam Thielen.
You're
right?
talking about eye.
Hold on.
You're not talking about stats. You're talking about by eye.
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about by
stats. If stats, I win.
No. I'm talking about from weapons for Bryce Young. I'm not talking about rushing. I'm talking about the weapons to be able to have him be a passing quarterback, because that's what he is, right?
It's Adam Thielen.
You mean wide receiver?
Listen, there's only one quarterback, one weapon, and that's Adam Thielen, that you could even argue is anywhere close to any of the weapons that they have. Okay. Now
you're right. He's better. He's better than their best weapon.
No.
Yes, okay.
Let's talk about this. He's our third wide receiver technically, because he's in our slot receiver role.
No, he's our number 1 wide receiver.
Nope. He is in our slot receiver role, so he is not 1 or 2 technically from a NFL overall looking at things.
Okay.
Also, he's been targeted 70 times. What is Nico Collins' highest target? Like I think he's at 44 or 50, maybe 50. I don't even remember that. And hold on, Adam Thielen's average catch, like yards per catch, is 10 yards per catch. Nico Collins is 18. Okay. Not only that, Tank Dell's is 17. Not even, do you know who's even anywhere close to them? Nobody. You want to talk about average yards of separation from next gen stat? They're a full yard of average separation to any of our wide receivers, including Adam Thielen. So what you want, if you want to get technical, Bryce Young having a better completion percentage than CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is a bottom 5 quarterback with completion percentage in the NFL, and he's got the best separation from his wide receivers compared to the 2 of us. That means Bryce Young, and if you look, there's a stat, I have to find it because I wanted to be able to cite it. Bryce Young is number 1 in the NFL when throwing to an open wide receiver and hitting on target.
I think that first is, I don't think that Adam Thielen playing in the slot negates him from being a number 1 receiver on the team.
No, but my point
being the best receiver on your team.
That's what you just said.
My point
that was your point right there.
He is
you can't say no now. That was your point.
He is our number 1 wide receiver.
I think Greg is absolutely right that Adam Thielen is having a better season and is playing better than Nico Collins right now. All right.
He's also force-fed the ball. And he's only running 5 yards out.
Stop moving the goalpost.
No, it's not. Listen,
stats.
I'm not talking about moving the goalpost.
Stop moving the goalpost.
I'm not talking about moving the goalpost.
So if we were drafting,
that is not moving the goalpost.
We got
what the definition of that is. That's what you're doing.
Hold on.
Who would you take straight up? Who would you take straight up?
You're force-feeding the ball to Adam Thielen
at this point. 7 games, 7 weeks in.
Nico Collins.
You would pick him over Adam Thielen?
He has better separation than Adam Thielen. If you're talking about wanting an offense to be able to move the ball down the field, Adam Thielen's been great, and I love Adam Thielen. I think I'm not taking anything away from what he's done, because he's basically taken on the Christian McCaffrey role in our offense, because he catches everything that comes his way outside of the rushing, right? Okay. So I'm fully aware of that. Now, the reason that I'm saying he's not the number 1 wide receiver is because he's not an X or a Y, right? That's what I mean by that. He is not, if you're looking at a depth chart, he wouldn't be considered wide receiver 1. He wouldn't be considered wide receiver 2. He'd be considered a slot receiver, right? So that's when you talk about him not being the number 1 wide receiver. Now,
but Justin Jefferson plays a lot out of the slot,
but he doesn't primarily.
There to break down
wordsmith
is what you are.
That's the difference between There's a difference between X, 1, and Y and
all
Z.
All CK is saying is that we don't have an X wide receiver, someone that lines up on the outside and consistently makes separation. However, it is completely true that even though Adam Thielen is in the slot, he is by far our number 1 wide receiver.
And number 1 wide receiver.
Right, but also, yes, because no one else is getting the football consistently. Like both. That's why I said earlier. Both of those things are true. Adam Thielen is not some shutdown number one wide receiver, but he is also balling out because they're getting him the ball all the time because he's the only dependable wide receiver.
But what is not true by any means was Greg's position that Mingo is close to anything that Tank Dell's doing.
That first juke
That's
move
absolutely
that
wrong.
made,
Because here is the thing.
Wrong based on what? The fact that he has 15 more yards a game?
No, the stats actually is this.
The
There's
stats,
7
exactly.
games.
The
I just
fact that he
did
has
the math,
15 more
Greg.
yards a game.
No, I just did the math, Greg.
Those are better numbers, though, Greg. Those are better numbers.
195 divided by 7.
They are better numbers.
No,
but they're
listen.
not
I
superior
just
numbers.
fucking did the math, Greg. I just did the math. 195 divided by 7. Both teams have played 7 games. Is 28 yards a game. Nico Collins is 50 yards a game. So that's nearly double the yardage. Right now, in fact, if you extrapolate that,
looking at 23. Sorry.
No, look, I just did it. I can tell you 27 yards a game versus 49.8. It's 26.8 yards. So I rounded up for both of them. Right now, if you extrapolate the yardage over 17 games at their current pace, Jonathan Mingo would have 476 yards. Tank Dell would have 850. And that is significantly different.
So
it's significantly better.
Let me ask you. You're talking, you just said the difference right there. You're talking about 23 yards a game. Do you
over 17 weeks, that makes somebody a 1,000-yard receiver.
Do you think that every week, if one receiver catches one 23-yard pass and gains 23 more yards, it makes that much of a difference in the way the game
listen, Hall of Fame careers have been made off of 23 yards per game on average.
Have they? Tell me one. Tell me one.
Greg, if you're hold
on.
And now you're saying the numbers don't matter.
No, CK just gaslighted me. No, CK just gaslighted me.
No, I'm expressing.
You said quarterbacks have been made in the
No, he didn't say quarterbacks. He said Hall of Famers.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
How about this?
No,
I will take
the number 23.
I will take one catch, 76 yards.
I'll be happy to explain it. If you need me to explain it, I'll be happy to.
Go ahead.
So my point being is if you have somebody who is a 125 yards in average per game versus 100 yards average per game, it is that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I didn't say anything about a quarterback. I didn't say quarterback at all when I said that. I said Hall of Famer. If you're putting that into a quarterback
by 23 yards, it makes
23 yards per game. If you had 23 yards more per game,
125 yards and 100 yards a game is significant.
Over a 10-year career,
for 15 years, over 16 games a year.
I'd say over 17 games.
Hold on, Greg. You're saying that the stats, they do matter. Okay, right now, even if you want to say, oh, it's only 23 more, it's only this more, they're better. They are better numbers.
Right.
They are higher.
You know what?
They are better.
You're absolutely right, Cody.
One more thing.
The second best wide receiver for Houston is better than the second best wide receiver for us.
That Tank Dell made at the beginning of the game.
Significantly. 23 yards better.
Like 2 corners out of their shoes. Jonathan Mingo's not making that type of play that Tank Dell did at the start of the game.
But Tank Dell, if he gets hit one big time, that motherfucker gonna get killed. He looked like Demir Bird out there.
That hasn't happened, and it hasn't happened to Bryce either. Everybody said that about Bryce. And Bryce,
we're going to the next call.
Right back up.
Greg, we're going to the next call because you can't just say 23 yards. You can say 100% more yards per game. So
I can.
It's 100% more yards per game that he's getting.
Wow.
He's getting twice as many yards. Tank Dell is averaging twice.
He doesn't have twice. No, that's a lie. He doesn't have twice as many yards.
It's really close.
No, it's not.
It's 50 yards a game and 27 yards a game. That's pretty
more yards. You're looking at averages. Look at totals. It's not twice per game.
Because he hasn't played as many games.
He's still a better player right now.
No, they played 7 games.
You're right.
Dude.
Tank Dell is so much. Listen, you guys are right. Tank Dell is so much better a player as a number 2 wide receiver than Jonathan Mingo, and that is the absolute reason why C.J. Stroud is better than Bryce Young. It's because Tank Dell is so much better than Jonathan Mingo. Okay. Y'all run with that.
Look, you're just telling me that math isn't true, dude. But 50 divided by 2 is 25.
Bro, you can run those numbers all you want to. Are you telling me that
doing
Jonathan
math
Mingo
now.
is so much worse than Tank Dell?
Now the guy who said only stats matters tell me this stat doesn't matter.
I'm not telling you stats don't matter.
does have better
They
stats.
do. I said that he has better stats. I'm asking you.
So how about this? Is if a player has 100 yards per receiving per game and a guy has 50 yards receiving per game, do you go, he's only 50 yards
Greg,
better?
Who would you pick right now?
No,
Tank Dell
I say he's better.
double.
I say he's better in that game. I don't
Greg,
say
who
he's
would you
better
pick?
overall.
Greg, if you
I
had
don't
to
say
pick
he's a
one of
better
the two-
overall player.
If you had to
That's
pick
what I'm
one of the
saying.
two right now, who would you pick? Tank Dell or Jonathan Mingo?
No, he's gonna say it.
That's tough.
I would pick Jonathan
Oh
Mingo.
my God!
I would pick Jonathan Mingo. I still would pick Jonathan Mingo.
I would take
honestly,
Tank Dell.
no. Listen,
I would pick him a little Jameer Bird.
He's a
over
better
Tank.
wide receiver. Listen, Tank
What
Dell
does
has 4 more
Mingo
receptions.
do?
Listen, Tank Dell has 4 more receptions. If you add Jonathan Mingo's average to that receptions and give him 4 more, he's only like 60 yards past Tank Dell.
He's not 60 yards.
He's averaging 50% more yards per catch.
Yeah, think about how crazy he's got double the yards that Jonathan Mingo has.
So much better.
He's got double the yards on just 4 more catches.
You're right.
Think about
he's
that.
So much better than Bryce's weapon. Actually, there's only. You're wrong about that stat, Tony. But I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
Who's yelling?
I told y'all, motherfucker. I told y'all we ain't trading for no player, and if anything, we'll probably trade for picks. We didn't either, and you know what? I'm actually motherfucking happy because Scott Fitterer is a lame duck GM. Tepper realized the situation and said, "Yo, this motherfucker can't make moves. What's the point of having him go out here and make these moves? I don't trust him. Let him play out another year of his contract and then send him sailing. Scott Fitterer is done, bro. It is what it is. As far as, production goes, Bryce looked good. Like I said in the last game, he's looked good ever since. Everyone's talking about C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, but Will Levis came out of fucking nowhere with his 4 TDs. We got to talk about that, motherfucker. We have
you're not a Panthers fan if you do.
Tackle and then traded up for Will Levis. I don't know.
Drunk.
I don't really care. Fuck it. I'm drunk. I had to go to a fucking group therapy for work, and then afterwards I clocked out and went to the bar.
And it was probably about
but anyway,
alcoholism was pervading the healthcare
Let's go
industry.
win this division. I'll be at the Colts game. I know Bat Daddy's going to be there. I know Supreme Lindsey Torres is going to be there. And a group of us. So if you're all down,
Cedar Street Tavern.
And we'll have a couple beers or whatever.
Anybody's going to be there. Cedar Street Tavern.
Yourself. Peace.
Nick Montero offered me a free ticket.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save money, and I know it's a free ticket, but it's like, you got to take off work. You got to take off work. You got to do this. I have to sleep on Cody's couch.
Is it a 4 o'clock game too?
Yeah,
it is.
Oh man!
So I probably wouldn't come home that night. So then I'd have to take off work in the morning, and trying to make money right now. Let's go to the next goal.
C3 fan, you fucking guys. Hey, us fucking guys. Finally got one, boys. Finally got in the win column. Feels like fucking forever. Since we had a Tuesday show, we wouldn't have to bitch, moan, complain. Yeah, we're all still going to bitch, moan, and complain about something, right?
Yeah.
Hey, at least we got that first W. Hey, Bryce looked all right. Adam Thielen looked all right. Everybody else kind of looked like shit. Defense, all right. Luvu's a fucking animal. That dude's becoming my favorite player. But there is one fucking guy. Ikem Ekwonu, bro. Yo, this fucking guy. This fucking guy disappoints me more than my fucking kids, bro.
He's a
Are you fucking kidding me? I saw this fucking guy trying to block an edge rusher with one fucking arm. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
I saw that.
Have you forgotten how to play football? It's kind of astounding. Like last year, he wasn't bad. And I think Cody might be right. He might be suited for left guard, but we ain't got nobody to put in a tackle position. Like, fuck. We got to figure that out, boys. But, hey, enjoy the win. Enjoy the week. They're few and far between being fucking Panther fans. But, hey,
oh, shit.
Keep pounding. Keep drinking. Keep smoking. Fucking do what you got to do. Have a good show, boys.
Is Icky low key a divisive argument like Bryce is a little just low key in a way?
Because just like people could say that I have my own preconceived biases. I like Stroud better, so therefore I'll defend Stroud or whatever. Well, there is like a contingent of Panther fans that had their mind made up that Icky is the left tackle, and he's just going through a sophomore slump. Now you got
people saying coaching's the problem.
Yeah,
and you're like, wait a second, what about the coach?
Coaching?
Same coach?
Dude,
the coach from last year.
One former NFL player today, I won't even say the name. He was like, all right, but he was saying that it seems like no one has ever taught Icky proper technique. No one has ever taught him how to properly play.
They said he relied on his physical athlete. Nobody said that last year when they were saying Campen was the best fucking offensive line coach since Masco.
It's people continuing to make excuses based on their hopes and dreams. The man does not have a skill set built to play left tackle. He does not have the feet for it. He never has. And the more that we continue to force feed him to be left tackle, like I feel like you're fitting a square peg into a round hole. You might be hurting his development the more you continue to play him there. I'm a firm believer of that.
I think is that we're stuck with Icky where he's at right now.
Agreed. There's no other alternative.
Yeah. Now I think that there is an opportunity where he could improve and be a viable left tackle in the future. It's possible. But right now, the way he's playing is not it's not on that trajectory. And then some people say, it's whatever it is, another million fucking excuses of why these things are the way they are, and that isn't his fault. Ultimately, he has not progressed from last year. And a lot of what we could see is that a lot of his physical, this was masked a lot last year by the fact that we ran the ball 80% of the time or whatever it was. That's just not going to work.
Yeah. And by the way, I've said this on
every play he's getting I've said this on the outside.
Look, I've said this on our film room multiple times. He has zero recovery techniques. All you have to do is swipe his arm away. And that man's dead on. That man's dead on arrival. He has no ability to recover from that.
I think it's in his head right now. I think he's got the yips.
Well, and also I think he's so afraid of either being beaten on a speed rush or getting an inside spin maneuver that it's even causing him to falter at what he is the best at, which is pure strength. Look at Jonathan Grenard. Just bowl him over like he weighs 200 pounds. I mean, that's embarrassing, man. And it continues to happen. I mean, every type of technique that you can hit him with, he's seemingly not prepared to deal with. He needs someone on both sides of him in order for him to play at his best. I'm convinced, man. I've been convinced.
You know what is that? And here's the thing: is just because you don't work out at left tackle doesn't mean that you're not a good player. But now you have people that are out there saying he can't. You want to put him at guard and he's getting bull rush. So it's like, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to set? Like, is all I know is that Icky is not playing great, and he is a first round. He's a top 10 pick. Oh, but I guess maybe where you pick. Pick one, pick whatever. Well, it matters to me. It matters to me when you invest that type of that in a player and they're not playing well. So if they got to move him to guard next year, I think this is that if it's okay, if they want to try a little bit longer next year to see if he can in camp, if he can compete in camp. No, or what if you went and got somebody out there to compete with him? What if it was a free agent? What if it was something and have a real competition? And if he wins the competition, then let him go into the game and try to play. I just don't think you can walk into the season and say it's Icky or bust.
But the problem I have with that, Tony, is the more you force the competition, then that's less time you're giving Ike to be able to acclimate to guard. If they
it's easy. Guard's easy to play, man. It's
just no, it isn't.
Run
No,
forward and watch for studs.
It's
run fucking forward and watch for studs.
It's different kinds of techniques, but I think
Tony's right.
I think that the answer at left tackle has been on our roster for 3 years. I think Brady Christensen is the best left tackle on the team. I think that he should have been the left tackle ever since his rookie year in the NFL. And now he's going to come back next year off of a bicep injury. We're going to hope that he's going to be healthy. And I don't even know if they're going to put him at left tackle or if they're going to continue to run with what they're doing now. I think that we're doing a disservice to both him, to both Ike and Brady by continuing to fit a square peg into a round hole. It's not working out, and I don't anticipate it working out soon.
Next call. I'm only taking these. No more calls after. I mean, I got 4 left.
Carolina Cat Chronicles. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. Hey, I've only called in a couple times.
Thank you.
Guys, surprised for you, Tony.
Troll Cody about Demir Bird versus Shi Smith. I was going to take Shi Smith 5 seasons to get it 600 yards. He owes you $10, Tony. I got that marked out.
I know.
Anyway, the writing's on the wall to me, and I kind of just want to get you guys' opinion. I hope you have a chance to see what you guys think. We're going to eke out 4 or 5, maybe even 6 wins this year, I think, and
win the division.
If we do, I just feel like there's enough that Tepper's going to say, we got to give Fitterer 1 more year, get 2 full draft cycles underneath him without any input. And I mean, it is what it is, but I want to know what's going on. How do we replace like Suleiman and the scouting team? If we're going to try to get some draft picks and trade up, so we don't waste them away. And I hear about this brilliance in Suleiman and the cap space, but we're paying almost $60 million to 3 players who don't play on our team anymore. How are we going to have enough money to get anyone to want to come over here and take the bag if we can't even give them half a bag? So I just want to get your input on how do we navigate next year with Fitterer not having to clean house in the front of the room with the people we have in place now.
Great question.
You guys keep pounding. Love what you do. Love the show. Thanks.
Thank you very much for the call. Look, I tell you this, is the Suleiman hype
Demir Bird
because he's got a fucking cool name. That's it.
Yeah.
Is that nobody has any real evidence that he is a brilliant genius.
Oh, and then somebody messaged me the other day that wherever he came from, he was pinching pennies over there too. This idea that that's just a supposition, a presupposition that people formed because he's got a cool name or whatever reason. There's no real evidence that he is some brilliant cap manipulator. Now, there isn't any real evidence that he's incapable of doing the job either.
Right.
I'm just saying this is just like, crown him if you want to crown him, right? Whatever that is. But I think this is, I don't think that this is bad scouting. I think scouts are scouts, right? Maybe there are some that really can just go out there and find some diamond in the rough. I think the scout's job is to evaluate the players in their region, to identify their strengths and the weaknesses, and to make some recommendations about what they think are these players, like, and how they can contribute.
Right.
I think it's Fitterer's fucking job to look at that scouting, that material in an informed way and make good decisions. So just because the scout says this guy has goods, you heard Dan Morgan say this. We had 500,000 fucking write-ups about these players or whatever it was. And it's like this. So what? You got a bunch of paragraphs about players. So fucking what? It's how you take that information and then use it and then move into positions of success. So to me, I don't think it's scouting that's the problem. I think it's not being able to use that data. And what I would say is this, is that maybe they're not as in depth as we think they are. I don't know. But like, is this, you don't just rely on a scout. I saw somebody say this, man, and it was a 4-man rush, one of the 4-man rush guys, I think. They put up a picture of the scout that was in the region that DJ Johnson came from. And they were like, this is the guy that told us to trade up for him. No, he fucking didn't. The scout doesn't tell you to trade up. The scout just tells you what he thinks about DJ Johnson and his capability. Right. Scott Fitterer is the one that trades up. So I just thought that, I think that's like, I think it's like people catching strays. I think that's catching strays. I think Suleiman has just been crowned because he's got a cool fucking name. And I think that the scouts take the heat for bad decisions from Scott Fitterer. But I
also want new GM and
that's
new
fine.
Scouts.
That's fine.
Like we've had the same scouts for 3 years. Like it's
no, we haven't.
I want a new training staff too.
They didn't keep the scouting, did they?
A lot of our scouts are the same. And by the way, as a scout, the more that you're able to pound the table for certain players, and then they end up hitting on those players, that's how you get noticed and promoted. So I'm not saying that they're listening to the scouts if they were to say move up, but especially some of those senior scouts, I'm sure they do
There's
hold
no way. There's no way in hell a scout says move up, right, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Put the call in.
I'm saying I guarantee you though that there are scouts, tenured scouts in our organization that do have a lot of sway.
Okay. Can I put up one thing out there that I don't think anybody in here gives credit to is training staff.
Oh,
like we have trainers for these players, and we continually have players who are on IR get hurt all the time. Like, why do we not blame the trainers?
Because we just can't blame everybody, dude. Sometimes fucking people
get right. We can't, but we can pinpoint something.
Dude,
next call. I gotta go. We're going with these calls. I don't want to hear anymore.
All right.
What's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. Happy Halloween to y'all boys. Hope y'all are having a good Tuesday as always. Exciting past week this was. It really was. It was a good for our fan base, good for you guys, myself, all the fans of the team. We needed a win. I'm not going to sit up here and say the same stuff over like my last call. I was very excited, and rightfully so, man. Bryce Young is my franchise quarterback, and that will not change until further notice. But on to, the trade deadline. So I'm going to throw some stuff out there to y'all. See what y'all think.
He made this at 8:30. The fucking trade deadline passed.
Today was crazy. I mean, obviously, you look around the league. Some of the players that were going for picks, like especially the 2 edge rushers from the Commanders. Like, I get it. All right, if you don't want to give up draft picks, I understand. And I see the other side to this though too. I've been on the side of I don't want to give up draft picks. But the other side of this is it's like, are we going to draft a Chase Young potential player in the 3rd round or a Montez Sweat in the 2nd round? Like, that's something we could have done. But here's where my theory comes in. And I know a couple people in our chat have thought the same way, especially Kevin, if he's in the chat room. But my theory after, reading a bunch of tweets and kind of thinking about it is David Tepper took the keys from Scott Fitterer. Now, Joe Person came out and said there were calls made, but nothing serious. So it didn't really even seem like they were trying to get rid of players. I think David Tepper didn't give Scott Fitterer the ability to trade 4 players because Scott Fitterer's probably 80% out the door. David Tepper probably is okay, if we still don't finish the season strong, David Tepper probably sees the offensive line struggling, the receivers aren't good. He was fed all that bullshit by Scott Fitterer. He's probably thinking, well, I want my next general manager to have enough draft picks to be able to put some talent on this team. I don't want to trade it away. And I agree with that to a certain point because it's we're 1-6. As much as we can make the playoffs, we aren't going to win the Super Bowl. Like, we're not in a position to make a move. I'll call back real quick. I'm about to get cut off for my part.
All right. Look, CK, after his call right here, shout out the big gift we got. All right. Let's see. Here you go. I'm going to go get the shoes.
What's up, C3? So back to my point. So, yeah, we're 1-6. Like, we could obviously still make the playoffs. We're not mathematically eliminated. I mean, really, like, at this point last season, we were 2-6. We just hadn't had our bye week yet. So, like, we're really not that far off from being in the same position. But, yeah, so I think that David Tepper pulled the keys from Scott Fitterer. He doesn't want him making another dumbass move. Now, however, this is where, you know, a lot of fans are going to – I see their side too, right? Because if Scott Fitterer is here, the trade deadline's come and gone, and you could have potentially gone out and got a receiver today, like a Jerry Jeudy or a Sutton. You could have called a team like that. Personally, I thought we were potentially going to make a move for Jamison Williams from Detroit because they traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones, which
I thought so too.
Made me look at it like, oh, well, he's kind of like the same type of player that Jamison Williams is. Like, he's kind of the speedy, take the top off the defense guy. That's kind of weird to me. Maybe some other team is calling about him, and then I paired it together like, oh, maybe we're willing to trade fourth or third round pick for Jamison Williams and pair him with Bryce. So I can see why people are going to be upset if he could have upgraded this team and surrounded our quarterback with more talent. Because who doesn't want more talent for a rookie quarterback? Like, I like Susan, I like Mingo, but outside of that, there's no one. So, there's really no one that, and we don't have a true number one either. I think Bryce has just been trying to, like, force feed the ball to Thielen because he trusts him a lot, which is good. But Thielen would serve as a wide receiver 2 better anyways. The point is that, like, if that's the case, you didn't want to upgrade your team. If Scott Fitterer comes back, though, and that looks really bad because then it's like, okay, we can't trust Scott Fitterer to make draft picks. We just can't. He doesn't have a proven track record. He hasn't shown anything to us yet. So that's my only point as to, like, why fans would be upset that, okay, we didn't make a move at the trade deadline because we wanted to save the capital for the next general manager. Then it's like, if you do that and Scott Fitterer's still back, then we have even less faith. Because I think it's pretty evident to everyone. And I was on this month ago during last offseason in March for the free agent signings we made in February. I wasn't liking them. I didn't think they were enough to support a rookie quarterback. And then after we gave up DJ. But, yeah, that's my thought on it. A great team win for us. We got the Colts this week. We're going to kick some ass. Love the direction this team is going in now. Thomas Brown looked great in his first game calling plays. Bryce Young is on the rise, baby. Anthony from Charlotte, eat mother.
All right, CK, shout out the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brand new gifter. Will Horsley decided he's going to give 10 of the C3 Superfan memberships. I want to say thank you so much for your generosity and welcome all 10 of you to the potential of winning a Mingo jersey with our Mingo Bingo situation.
Yeah. Bingo Bingo. All right, next call.
Situation.
What's going on, family? D, Sanford, North Carolina.
What up, D?
I'm still high off of the win last week. Happy to get to be back in the fold with you guys, just like on any other day. I at work on a Tuesday. Happy to see Cody, Tony, and all the guys, Panther Nation. I think this week we're going to get that second win. I mean, it ain't like the Colts are great. They're all right. Gardner Minshew can be a problem if we don't get pressure and so forth. But I think this is a game that is winnable. I also feel like it's a game that us running the ball, we can have some success. I haven't seen Indianapolis run the ball very well this year, even though now they do have Jonathan Taylor. I still feel like the way our guys attack the run against the Texans is promising. And if you get Gardner Minshew without a running game, he can kind of be helpless. All right? But what I really want to say,
fair point,
Cody, Tony, the whole C3 family, I've had a
an incredibly rough year. We've lost a lot of people, a lot of situations. Life was life, and there was a time that I didn't feel like I had no value or no worth left for anybody. And just talking to you, talking with you guys, and enjoying our Panthers has really been great for my mental health, my overall well-being, my overall demeanor. And I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. That's why I always make an issue to say I love this C3 family and I love y'all. And I just want y'all to keep pounding. I know I'll be having long calls and so forth, and y'all are patient with me. I just want to thank you because it's not always about football. It's about family and community. And I really feel like I found the family. And I just want to thank y'all.
He does this to me.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding, dude.
Y'all have a good night.
Every week.
Dude, you're
One love.
incredible, man. One love,
Hell yeah,
brother.
keep pounding.
You
Hell
make
yeah.
me feel with work. Man, I got goosebumps. Again, this is like the third time this guy is giving me goosebumps.
Dude, we're so happy that you're with us, brother. We're so happy that you're still around, enjoying the Panthers with C3 Nation, bro. We love you, man. We thank you for the wonderful calls that you give to us every single Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, we're so happy that we get to add to y'all's life. We fight every Tuesday and Friday, but at the end of the day, when we hear calls like that, man, that's what makes it hit home for us, that what we do is actually worth the time that we give to this. So, dude, thanks you, man. And thanks to all the wonderful people in the chat, man. We couldn't do this without y'all.
It has been very special to me. There's no way. And that's why I guess somebody said earlier about the money. I was like, dude, if I ever would have done this for the money, I would have quit a long time.
Man, baby,
It's for, but you know what? It's
Trust me, we ain't getting rich. Yeah.
For me, it's for me, man. And I'll give you 2 points. And this is somebody who needs to go right now. I still have something to say. And that is, there's a couple examples. I always say this. Is this like sometimes look, I've been going through different seasons with my marriage at times. Like, you know, and this is like my friends right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like this is so like I always tell people this because I love my job I love teaching. I'm good in the classroom, good with helping kids become better writers and thinkers. And people are like, oh, it's like this. I was like, oh, it must be so. It's like that's the easiest fucking part of my life is work. This podcast is like the easiest part of my life too. Like it's like this. And last week I lost, or maybe I think it was last week or the week before. Now it's just blurring together. I lost a good friend of mine like that day. And CK said a real nice thing to me. He said, man, take your time and get your mentals right. I was like, this is me hanging out with you fellas, hanging out with you callers is me get my mentals right. So look, is that meant a lot to me. That call meant a lot to me. And I feel like every week he's making a call that just trumps the last one.
Dude, he's the man. I love when fans interact with us and tell us what the show means. I think it makes it more worth it for us.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that shows that it's authentic. I think people understand we're authentic. Like we're not doing this for the wrong. I think the fact that we get a call like that shows that people recognize that we're up here for community more so than listen to me.
Absolutely. And you know what, man? Listen, I can't speak for other podcasts. I know one of the things that we champion is making everybody feel like they're a part of the podcast. Right. Yeah. When we do the cat calls, we want you to hear your voice. On Fridays, you're allowed to come on the show and you can talk to us directly, man. C3 is for the fans, by the fans. You are C3. And y'all are why we're here, man. And for these Carolina Panthers and for us to love this team and cry over this team together.
All right, last call. And then I'm icing people up or one person.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, C3 fam? I'm listening to Greg, and I would still take Mingo. I wouldn't take Tank Dell. I would still take Mingo.
So not wrong.
He was way better than Nico Collins, and Nico Collins been in the league for like at least 4 years.
Thank you. We have better weapons.
It's just
this is.
I mean, I know I said I don't really like
I'm not alone on this.
A traits player, but sometimes you need traits, bro. In this league, this is a traits league. So this is a traits league, and he did produce in college. Mingo did. So I would still take him. And I like him. Liking the content tonight, man. You guys are fired up tonight, ain't y'all?
Supposed to
Happy Halloween.
We set a hard 11 o'clock deadline for tonight's show, and of course, no way.
Of course, it doesn't happen. Look,
all right,
can I tell you, like,
Greg, I gotta go.
I want everybody to think about like history.
Oh yeah.
When you think about
yeah.
future,
Let's fucking think about that right now.
Think about that. Hold on, real quick. Like throughout history, at some point in time, 99% of scientists thought the Earth was flat. At some point in time, 99% of scientists thought that leaching blood was the best way to get rid of disease. Okay. Everybody stop for a minute and don't look at the 97, 98% of people who think this is the way. Look at the 2% and think that out is all I'm saying.
We got it. Okay.
Because throughout history, that's worked well for us. So
remember the other day when Kev said he was at the stadium and somebody held up a sign with Bryce and it said hope. But before they could switch the camera, they put up the nope.
Yes, we finally got it. Who got this for us?
Kev
got this for us.
No, this is from he sent it to me.
Great. Nice.
But shout out to Kev. This is from Panthers Boricua, I think.
Wonderful. I almost think it would have been cooler if it was the same sign and you like ripped it when you could pull away.
Yeah, you could pull the
and then it went from the Bryce pulling the mask off in Scooby-Doo. All right.
Or you just pull it down and it changes from Bryce's face to Scott and
and then the end comes down. Yeah, that would I think would have been. But hey, well done, people. Well fucking done. All right, that's the C3 Panthers podcast brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Every Tuesday night, we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions. We got one last segment to do, the Ice Up picks, right? And I'm going to do my Ice Up pick. I'm going to split, guys. All right, and you guys can close it out.
All right.
Can you do that?
Yeah,
is that cool?
Got you. Do your thing.
Do it.
All right, my Ice Up pick is very simple. It's very Halloweenish. I think I don't want to speculate of why the hell this went down the way it went, because it's going to cause some crazy debate. Like,
what happened?
Admiral Middle School costume winners.
Wait, I got to turn. Oh, is this another blackface or something crazy?
No. Oh. The guy in the middle gets first place. The girl in the left gets second place. The guy that fucking cut himself in half.
Got robbed. Oh, he got robbed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'll let you draw your own
nothing to do with that.
This fucking dude, this poor kid got third place because of one kid who got a wig on and hunched over, acting like he's old. He wearing some fucking some bath slippers. This lady looked like she fucking went. What's her from Adam's family? Wednesday. She ain't even a great Wednesday. She ain't even a fucking great Wednesday.
But she's not bad.
Kid,
she's better than that guy.
Yeah. This kid cut himself in half.
That's yeah.
This kid got fucking robbed, dude. That's my Ice Up. Ice Up. That costume is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he did it, to be honest. I still don't know how he got that pulled it off.
That's pretty well. Well, yeah, I see those costumes online. They're definitely I just saw another one. I should have saved it too. It would have matched perfectly with that.
All right.
But yeah, Tony,
you guys. I'll see you guys later. I gotta go run some errands. All right.
All right. Peace and love. Tony done. Oh, wrong one. Oh shit.
There we go.
All right, hang on.
Oh, wrong one again.
I know.
There you go.
I'll figure this shit out. So, as I've told you all before, Ice Up has become an excuse for, I say us, but really me, to almost like always show someone halfway dying. But if you notice, I have a trend. I like to show people eating shit on the freeway or driving fast as fuck on a motorcycle. So let's do that.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
He's going so fast. This doesn't
He
end
is.
well.
Yeah, he is. Oh, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Oh no. Oh, you're eating that the whole way. Oh. Ow, yes. You ate that the whole way.
Oh, she's so hurt.
Hell yes, she is. Are you kidding me? That is road rash like hell.
Dude, did you see her leg?
Yeah. Oh, she's done, dude.
Oh, watch your leg. Hold on, watch your leg.
Oh, I don't want to see it.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
No, we're not kidding you. What helps you go 120 miles an hour on the freeway?
Look at her leg.
Yeah.
She slid on the ground on her leg.
My God,
oh yeah, she's done, dude.
Oh.
Look, have y'all ever seen Cocaine Bear?
Yes.
No, not yet.
Okay. Watch Cocaine Bear and then talk to me about road rash. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Like the end of that movie is crazy.
So, to that woman, she literally needs to ice up because she's not feeling great.
Yeah, that's terrible.
All right, boys, what do you have? Anything at all? Anything for ice up? Or do I need to ice y'all up for not having ice?
Ice me up, man, because I don't have anything. Like I could think of some things political. I could always pull some stuff up, but it's just not worth it.
Yeah,
like it's not.
I mean, can we do a collective ice up to Michigan State? Michigan.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
they're spying
Sure.
on
It
people
works.
with their
Yeah.
sunglasses. Guy.
Wild, dude.
Dude, I don't even know the full story, so I don't want to comment on it. But dude, what is it with teams from Michigan cheating and shit? Like now it's Michigan.
Didn't Tom Brady go to Michigan?
Damn, bro, you might be on something.
Just
You
saying.
might be on-
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of the C3 Panthers Podcast. My name is Cody Lashley. You just saw the professor. I'm here with my guys, CK and the Bat Daddy. That brings us to an end to the show. Listen, man, be here Friday at 7 p.m. For another edition of the Friday Free For All. That's the show for Panther fans, by Panther fans. You can be a part of the show, join via StreamYard. And every Sunday after the game, C3 post-game show where we react to all the recent happenings with Panther football, man. We do it right after the game, 30 minutes after every single one of them. Find me on Twitter, making people mad, at Cody Lack, CODYLAC. Bat Daddy, how can they find you, man?
At the Bat Daddy 52 on Twitter is my handle. I check it maybe once a week, so it's really not like I just don't get on Twitter much anymore. It's made my life a whole lot better. Yeah.
Need you back.
Well, I might come back soon. I posted a tweet this week or the other day, and it's kind of got a little bit of tread, so we'll see what happens. But beyond that, Geeks Chasing Squirrels Across the Multiverse, 9 p.m. Friday nights Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We were going to start last week. We had a frag. Things might come up this week. We're going to get going again. Don't worry. So if you like movies, television shows, comic books, anything like that, hit us up. We'll talk about that and we'll have a good time.
Heck. Yeah, CK, tell them where they can find you.
I mean, on the interwebs, at X is my primary location of doing social media business. And that's at Codizzle Allen, if you want to check me out there. And of course, here on Tuesday nights and Sunday. So this is going to be good.
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's another edition of the C3 Panthers Podcast. Until next time, keep pounding.